Definitely gonna send that to the day cometh.
All right. This is stream number.
It's a
I don't
recording.
know. All right. So this is stream number whatever now.
Who knows?
What video are we covering today?
Stuckmann has
Mr.
not
Man.
support. Wait,
Oh,
guys,
God,
this is a
Stuckmann.
recording. And I'll send the Dropbox link.
The Stucker man.
Hmm?
Mr. Struckman himself.
I call him something pretty mean. Like I'm not gonna say it
Hold
out
on.
loud.
Is it actually Stuckman? I want to know. There's no video playing. What the hell?
Reload your page.
Reloading page.
That's what I call him, and you might say it's mean, but
It's very immature. All right, here we go. So
I know.
we're gonna continue our Attack of the Clones review. He looks really soulless and ugly here. You know, Angel Rin said very well that Stuckman has a very soulless feel about him. Like he does not seem to put much emotion in his videos.
Because he has to review every single movie that ever existed.
Oh, he does?
He's like he doesn't. I can. You know what Mahler said is that he has to review so many movies that he can't get invested because of the size and quantity of them.
That makes sense. That he just shouldn't review all movies. Don't forget, after we are done, we are going to check out one of his Dragon Ball Z videos to see if he has good taste.
Okay.
Don't worry. I am a good Dragon Ball Z fan. I know that Kai is bullshit and GT is boring. Actually, GT is alright, but like I have the right taste. I'm not one of those anime the manga was better idiots. Like I know that Vegeta theme Hellbells is the best thing in history, so I know what I'm talking about when it comes to Dragon Ball Z. So even though you guys have no idea what's happening, you'll know properly. Anyway, where were we when we began or ended? I assume it was like if you guys allow me for a second.
We were around 8 minutes in.
Yeah, around 8 minutes. Yeah. All right. Let's.
It's get. Oh, and of course, create more. Mean. How do Jedi's procreate if they can't love?
I feel like this is a good place to start because it's such a retarded point. All right, everybody ready? Everybody ready? Everybody ready?
Like I said before, you know how Matt Pat reproduces. You know, he says a cringy joke and then another one of himself gets born. You know, something like that.
Make jokes. I didn't realize.
All right, let us begin, comrades.
Look for people to breed with? That's so dumb. How do you create more of your kind? You just find people and teach them, I guess. You can never have children, though.
Then that's exactly how.
All right, so he's actually aware that they are children that are taught.
Yes.
What is the problem again?
Yeah, he was confused for a minor second, and he didn't have time to rewrite his script because he was already working on another script.
Go.
Or maybe you're allowed to have children as long as you don't love your mate.
What?
Well,
No, very simple. You just said it. Why do you keep on going in detail?
well, besides the fact you just said it, if the Jedi would be allowed to have children, that's how it would work. So, I don't understand why you're trying to make something sound that is why you're trying to make something sound confusing while it objectively just works. Like, this is not even a Todd Howard. It just works. This is straight up like this is not hard to understand, Chris. Like, all you need to do is just think about it more than 2 seconds.
He doesn't. No time to think when you're rushing out 20 videos a month. He's like if Watch Mojo was a person. think that's
Yeah.
what Mama would say.
Well, I don't know. The Mahler seems to just generally not like him. Doesn't really have much to say about it.
He's the antithesis of him.
Yeah, because nothing in his videos has any real value to it. But yeah, let us see what is in store for the rest of this. Let's go.
George Lucas, you're making everything awful with this writing. That's what George Lucas wrote. So Jedis are forbidden to love. So why would you send Anakin on basically the most romantic mission ever, in which they have candlelight dinners and sit by the fireplace and talk and have picnics in the most beautiful romantic?
He got the candles. He got the candles from aggressive negotiations, and Naboo is a nice place to live. What can I say?
Oh, like
this is the equivalent. This is the equivalent of
Donald Trump falling in love with his guard while he's going to Denmark.
No, not at all. This is the equivalent of some Saudi prince, some Saudi prince being brought to Switzerland, for his own protection because he might be killed by the rebels that have just overthrown the government. Like, this is a nice place to live, all right?
No.
Look at this water. Look at this water. Look at this waterfalls. Would you not want to live here?
And I'd like to. I would want to live there.
Naboo's my favorite Star Wars planet.
Naboo is so beautiful and amazing. There's, aside from I guess aside from New Zealand, there's really nothing like it on this earth
you could possibly imagine. Oh, and of course, Padme changes her outfit in like every single scene, and her outfit.
Yeah, because she's into him, bro. Also, she's rich. What the hell?
Increasingly more revealing as the film goes on.
Yeah, because she's into him.
And
I gotta be honest with you guys. I actually don't like that about women. I mean, obviously, a part of me likes it because I'm a man. But seriously, like it's always kind of frustrating to me, like that is how it's gotta be every time. But as much as we may be able to understand and reason and think about these things, love has a very strong element of physical attraction to it, and she might like the interesting thing is that she doesn't really want to be with him in her mind, but her heart fell in love with him the first time she saw him. Like I know it's a little awkward to say, but like even in the Phantom Menace, you see that they immediately take a liking to each other, and once they're adults, then that explodes into something else. It's very easy to follow. It's funny how he says this, because I'm pretty sure in any other context this would just work. Like I don't know if Chris Stuckmann watches if he does a review on, I don't know, Titanic or something, like he's then like, and then that happens and then that, but like here it's weird because he doesn't personally agree or accept the individual elements at work. So that makes, because like, I mean, it's not a broken love story, we know that, but if it was, this would still be happening anyway. Because if it would work, which it does, it would turn into that she would dress like that and he would be. I mean, that's how love works, man. I don't know what else to tell you. Also, nice way to use your clips by showing her actually in modest apparel.
Yeah.
He could have just. He should have just shown the I don't like sand seed if he.
Yeah.
Where she basically looks like an exotic.
All right, that's better.
Yeah.
I
More in context.
I never understood this outfit. What do you guys think?
You never understood it.
Well, I always thought that this one was just too much.
And I don't know how I slipped past the censors.
Like I believe that she would wear it, maybe, but I mean it's very tight on her. It's just a little, like it's like like it's almost as if she was like planning to go to bed with him this very night. If you get what I'm saying.
Maybe that's what she was doing.
Yeah, and then last second she dribbled back.
Dancer, she is asking for it from Anakin, but she's like, no, I can't do it because I'm a...
That's
how love works.
Oh my god! He actually he says she's asking for it, but then she's like, I can't do it. That's how it works. I mean, fucking shit. That's literally how just generic love works. You know, it's like, oh, my dad wouldn't want to see us, blah blah blah.
No, my chancellor wouldn't want us to see us together.
But you know, like it's like the thing is that like, and because like I don't think that besides the whole attachment thing, I don't think Anakin would really like. The problem where it comes is that it would be a massive conflict of interest for a Jedi and a senator to marry. Like Anakin could have left the order and done it the fair way, you know. But that would still create like it's.
He's the chosen one. Do you think they'd allow him to leave?
Yeah, definitely. Like they would definitely not want him to leave. You're right. Like it's, but yeah, it's I mean, it's so weird because he seems to be understanding it, yet he's still just. I want to see where he goes with this.
Senators aren't allowed to do anything that's not senatorly. Also, if Anakin...
That's work.
It's not even kind of context.
Saw Gray still plays video where it's just like, you know, the best way to get elected is to have a scandal, and then the next thing he does is what?
All right, so do you want to know why Donald Trump has a wife and is president? Because being married and having children and that kind of stuff, that doesn't conflict with being a president. You know, you can still do all your presidential shit while being a president. Now, technically, she would be able to be married with someone as a senator. It would definitely put her out of work if she got pregnant or something. But Anakin can't. Alright? Anakin throws his whole life away if she goes to live with him. Like, this is very easy to understand.
Did it even watch the movie? I can't tell.
I don't believe he did. Somebody just asked me how I am. I'm alright.
It's very hard to say with
Who asked you
I
someone in?
It's just some guy. I don't. Yeah, this is stupid.
Trying to not attract attention to himself as being Padme's bodyguard, wouldn't he try to hide the Padawan braid?
How many people know that? How many people know that? Also, look at her. Like I don't.
Look at that skimpy clothing right there.
Nah, she does wear. Well, that's actually kind of interesting. She might wear very revealing stuff, but it's never like the type of clothes a stripper would wear. But but yeah, I mean, like, okay. So first off, there's multiple things wrong with this. Number one, Secret Service doesn't have to hide itself. All right. It's the whole thing with it is that it's protecting something. So in this instance here, it's like a Jedi is being followed by a random woman. All right, like she looks very secretive here, and he's all out in the open. Second off, how many fucking people know about the bracelet? How many people know about the bracelet? I don't think anyone knows. Like, seriously, I don't think anyone knows. This is ridiculous. It's. I mean, okay, like if you've killed Jedi in the past, I guess you might know if a Padawan. I mean, do you look at do any of you guys look at like a guy who has a ponytail and think, oh, has a ponytail? That means he's ancient samurai.
No, it's like if a person was bald, you don't go, oh, look, a Shaolin monk or something like that.
This is a galaxy of far.
Yeah, how many people know that braids even like that's a sign of a Jedi?
This is a galaxy far, far away, Chris. There's aliens that have a short stack of pancakes as a face. Like a bracelet like that. It's not very weird.
That shows that he's still training under a Jedi?
Oh my god, I love how he's pretending like this justifies to make him angry.
Like, no, I think he says justifies him being angry, but everything he says justifies him making us angry. Like, not everything, but there's just like so much stuff he gets wrong.
He looks like he's 50 years old now. All of a sudden.
What?
All right, let me just take this clip from his face. All right, there we go.
No, I'm gonna.
I want eventually to take all these clips and put them together and just be like the 6 faces of Stuckmann or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, it's. I mean, only you know that he's being trained. Like most of like everyone would have no idea.
And that isn't really a big problem.
That was so fake.
I want to see that again.
All right, there we go.
The Padawan braid that he has that shows that he's still training under a Jedi? Why does he?
That was so fake. That was so fucking fake. That reaction is so pathetic. Oh my god, dude! Like, come on, you can do better than that. I don't even believe you. I don't even believe you if you say that is like the best. Like, come on! Like, in my video, I have so many like my prequel takedown videos. I have so much more planned. I mean. Sure, you can't use like green screen special effects or anything to make yourself blow up, but I mean, just the way he goes there, he just goes like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, I don't care about this. In fact, I don't think this is worthy of like making fun of, really. But I mean, come on, dude, you can do better than that. I mean, it just feels so lazy. This whole review just feels so lazy.
So Obi-Wan makes it to this planet Camino that he's for. It seems to be almost entirely a water planet. It looks really cool.
Okay, I'll give him that.
It seems to be almost entirely a water planet.
Broken clock I tried today, I guess.
And have you heard of Tatooine, which is a planet made of sand? Have you ever heard of this thing called Snowball Earth? There was a time when most of the ocean was water. when most of the Earth was water.
I'm remembering. I'm remembering. I should record my end of this. So oh my god, it's mostly it mostly seems to be a water planet. Wow, Chris. Wow, what an amazing observation.
Earth mostly seems to be a water planet. You know.
It's just amazing. A whole planet of water, and he's like, it mostly seems to be a water planet. It's like you go to Tatooine and you're like, oh, it mostly seems to be a sand planet. Like, what the fuck is this shit?
Oh, he doesn't have a problem with
Crazy.
crazy.
It could mostly be made of matte paintings.
Like, I want to go. I want to go to the cheese planet now.
That was pretty good. There's so many clips I can take of his face. And the reason I'm doing it is I'm trying to like see if he can actually have emotions. So there you go. But yeah, it mostly seems to be a water planet. Jesus Christ.
Someone called Master Sypha Diaz, this plot that's introduced that's never really explored again.
Does it need to be explored again? It's pretty self-explanatory. He ordered for the clones, then he died. But I mean, I agree that it's a little awkward, but a Jedi, ordered for the clone army under, supposedly, we assume the Republic's orders. Then he dies, and they don't know why they said it, but then it's, but then they come in useful for the situation, and then they question it anymore. I mean, like, to be fair, that part is a little weird, but you really.
Are you really gonna question a cake in the middle of the desert when you're starving?
Yes, I would definitely not. I mean, well, here's the thing. In that situation, I would be like, "What the fuck is the cake? Oh, I don't care. I need food." You know what I'm saying? Like, the need for the food outweighs the need to understand the cake. Like, Obi-Wan asks a question. He's like, did we ask for a clone army? And they're all like, oh, that's weird. Oh, wait a minute, Count Dooku. Oh God. Oh, nice. We have a clone army now. Yeah. I agree that it's weird that they never asked any more questions about it. All right, but that doesn't mean that it's. Well, okay. Let's hear what he says.
Actually, somehow this clone army is being created with no one knowing about it. He just shows up at this random planet, they expect him, and now they have a clone army of CGI clone troopers that, by the way, are completely CGI, as just stated. Not a single human clone trooper was used.
We already said it's jarring if you don't use all
and now they have
CGI.
a clone army of CGI clone troopers that, by the way, are completely as just stated. Not a single human clone trooper is being created with no one knowing about it. He just shows up at this random planet, they expect him, and now they have a clone army of CGI clone troopers that, by the way, are completely CGI, as just stated.
They are completely CGI because they are CGI. And we know they're CGI because they're CGI. Because CGI.
CGI bad. CGI gay.
We're not going to waste any more time on this. All I'll say is that I never knew they were clone troopers, and I would say
CGI.
And I would say 99% of everyone had no idea they were CGI the first time. So fuck off, Chris, asshole.
A single human clone trooper was used in this movie. Not
Good
one.
deal.
Yeah, big deal. You know why that's a good thing, by the way? It means that we don't get awkward shit where we have clone troopers walking around that are CGI and then they suddenly become practical. and it's like I don't know, they like this way we don't have randomly switching from real life to fake life stormtroopers. I mean, clone troopers. Yeah, I know. I call it fake life for short, but when I say fake life, just imagine the virtual world. Like,
I don't know. I think it would be pretty easy to distinguish. I think if you did it right, it'd be kind of harder to distinguish practical from CGI clone troopers.
well, I mean, the original trilogy.
The prequels themselves did a very good blend. I think they did a very good blending of practical and CG effects. So I don't think it's a stretch to say they could do it for the clones.
Well, like that one clone that falls with Padme. Here's the perfect example. He looks real. He interacts with the sand. He gets up. He stands over her. He's like, "Do you need help?" Like he talks to her, and he runs away with her. That all of that felt real to me. Like that whole part. Like as I see him move around, that looks and feels so good. I have no complaints. Like the thing is, maybe it would have been cool if we had a few stormtroopers. Clone troopers that were real. But I mean, I never noticed the first time, which means George Lucas obviously did a good job.
I agree. Did a good job.
Hold on 1 second. I need to clip this one too. This is just too perfect. This is like ancient Greek Stuckmann when he's like distraught over how the political.
Someone should Photoshop him or mask him onto like a real statue with like the.
Yeah. This is like the ancient Greeks Stuckmann statue. All right, here, let's go.
And I cannot go without.
Why the fuck was that? Hold on 1 second. I need to see that again. What the fuck was that?
Is being created with no one knowing about it. He just shows up at this random planet. They expect him, and now they have a clone
didn't
army
answer
of
this point.
CGI clone troopers that, by the way, are completely CGI, as just stated.
What?
You didn't answer this point that they're completely CGI. That they're like, they've been expecting him. It's just like, it's kind of like a will, I would say.
Well, some person said the deal was like 10 years. When they said we were thinking you were not coming, they might have been expecting him for only just like a week or something.
Oh, I see.
I actually really like that because it makes a lot of sense. Oh my god.
No, it's just like
Stuckmann, stop making these stupid faces I have to clip.
And like movie Bob doesn't show his face as much.
Yeah.
Because he does.
Guys just stated, not a single human clone trooper was used in this movie.
Oh no.
Oh no.
He just randomly wipes his nose and okay.
Without mentioning the next scene, which contains possibly the most stilted romantic dialogue these ears have ever heard.
And have you ever talked to your wife?
He has a wife.
He does. Which is completely CGI, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Not a single human wife.
He's got a CGI wife. All right. Well, I
mean, that's how they would talk.
Stuckmann, I will enjoy. Like, you know damn well that you had a lot of awkward conversations with your wife while you were dating. You know damn well. So I'd like it. Like, the more I think about it, the more the sand line makes sense, and the more frustrating it becomes. People artificially criticizing it.
Sand. It's rough and irritating. And it gets
Get it fucking right. It's coarse and rough, and it gets everywhere.
He said he said the line was "I hate sand," even though it's "I don't like sand."
Oh yeah, that's another thing. People.
You got two things wrong.
People keep mistaking, thinking he hates sand. He says, "I don't like sand." He doesn't have some retarded vendetta against sand. Like, it's He
You killed my mom.
I killed them all. They're dead, sad people. I kill every single one of them. Oh god! All right, let's do this.
The accents and inflections in these people's voices in this movie.
Okay, give me an example. You know.
Oh yeah, you're right. Give me an example.
I personally don't like the "it makes me uncomfortable" line because it's kind of makes you harder to believe that those two fall in love with that line. You know. I'm just saying.
Do you not like the line because it makes you uncomfortable?
No, it's not. It's not that. It's not the fact. It's not that. Yeah, sort of that. But it makes it more hard to believe that those two could fall in love. That line. The "it makes me uncomfortable" line.
What makes her uncomfortable?
You know, the line where it's just like where Anakin's just like sort of staring at.
Oh, that one. Yeah. But that's like the one, so it doesn't
Actually reference that line in the Clone Wars.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
How?
Basically, these rebels are like planning to, or they're basically like semi-terrorists, but they're not. You know, there's kind of a conflict going on there. But basically, this one guy's like looking at this girl during the plan, and she says she's like, "Please don't look at me like that." And then the guy says, "Why not?" She says, and then she doesn't really finish the line. She just says, "Just please don't." The other guy's like, "Oh, sorry." But it's kind of like a semi-reference.
Oh, that's stupid. Let's continue.
Anakin's growing dark feelings. Another important thing that really needs in this movie is the romance between Padme and Anakin.
If Anakin was just some dark dickhead the whole movie, then we can't have any sympathy for him when he becomes Darth Vader, and the turn in Episode 6 makes no sense.
Right.
Like it's obviously we don't need to have him be like a super ultra awkward person. That's not what he is. He's more or less just a typical teenager. Like it's
typical teenager living with monks.
Sorry. I'm playing a game right now. I'm not fully paying attention. He's not a typical teenager, but he is. I mean, he's struggling with hormones. We've already explained this over and over. Like it's like he doesn't know how to express himself properly. Like it's very obvious. So yeah, but like I mean, like the romance between them. You know, one thing I'll give these people is that it's not the most natural thing. But here's the thing: it's definitely more realistic than I don't know. You know,
Raylo.
like what did you say?
Raylo.
Raylo is the most retarded shit of all time. What I'm talking about is like, you know, the type of love story your mother like loves to watch on the TV.
Hallmark Channel.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff. Like that stuff is always they always know what to say, and it's always so perfect, and the man in the relationship is always the best, you know, guy ever, and it all just feels really, you know, like,
it's just like. This is like the opposite of the Bechdel test, where you know, like I'm gonna come up with my own test, and I'm gonna call it the simp test. It's basically like if the man in the story is basically a simp, then that's not a real romance.
I mean, like it's forget about simp. Forget about simp. Forget about simps. Like my main problem is just. It's just when it's like
scripted.
Yeah. When it's just, you know, like the thing is that kind of stuff creates an unnatural, or like it creates an unrealistic expectation for women of how men will treat them and act towards them. Like exactly. I when I saw Plinkett's review, and I know we already did this before, but I have to absolutely stress this. All right. Like when I saw that, and he had this female actor like talk like how he thinks that women like would react to Anakin complaining about stuff. Like Plinkett has his female character that he introduces. He has her think to herself about how annoying the guy is complaining, and how she then starts to think about how he's going to act, in different situations as he is complaining. I would never want to be with a woman that just doesn't even listen to me when I'm when I'm just freaking out about something, and just starts to think about her own just starts to think about other bullshit in her head. I mean, like, this is gonna sound really, stupid and everything, but this is going to sound really dumb. But men like it when women take them seriously. like they really do, all right? Like, it's that's a good meme. Airborne.
Do you like Turf Nation as Palpatine?
Let me see.
I don't know if I feel like that should be Plunkett. Like, Turf Nation is pretty awful, but he's not that level. Turf Nation,
but he's closer to our circle of the internet.
Yeah.
Plinkett's kind of in a different area.
He's like the local villain of our tribe.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And at that point in Star Wars,
I have big respect for the Turf Nation server.
Women, like, men want women to take them seriously. All right. Like, men also believe they have to earn it, but
it's not like this sort of men are catering to your needs all the time mentality that in movies.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's so frustrating, because that stuff
that is kind of the recent dynamic of the internet.
You see that
queens and simps.
You see that as a man, and you just, like, men always compare themselves to everything and anyone around them, and when they see those, like, perfect supermen, they are always going to find themselves, falling short and be massively frustrated. It's really not a healthy view to ask for, because, like, the thing with Padme is that she's intrigued by Anakin. She's intrigued by his struggle and the hardship he faced in his life. She relates to it, and she's attracted by it. She falls in love to him, not because of what he says to her necessarily, but because she just really, really likes who he is as a person, and she values him for it. It's almost kind of weird to say, but honestly, that's kind of something.
Well, I mean, she's a politician, so she's around people who are very dishonest, very.
Yeah, and he's very honest. Like, it's
yes.
Like,
so is she. Well, usually.
It's weird to say, but this is honestly kind of something that's completely missing from modern cultures. That women also have to. They also have to,
But, like, feminism caused this. Like, I'm gonna link this video. Like, you should check out Dr. Shame if you wanna, like, see what the damage of the romance done by.
Shame. I've heard of him before.
He's like he does comment on a lot of videos.
He does. He's kind of like an aggressive Justin Y. If you know who Justin Y is.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like it really frustrates me, especially being around Anakin's age, that so many people just have this complete lack of understanding of how this type of stuff is supposed to work. Like, they just don't understand love. Like, it seems like nowadays people are falling in love randomly more than, like, and not to say it's bad, but like,
they just want a quick suckle.
Well, that doesn't turn into a long lasting relationship. But the real serious ones.
I like how that's where he goes with that.
Yeah, that's God damn it. But like, this is a serious issue, all right. So I need to take it serious. Like, it seems like people nowadays are falling in love more randomly than anything else. Like because of their physical attraction and stuff like that. There's not much intellectualism in it anymore because,
To be fair, Natalie Portman does say that Padme, one of the driving reasons is because Hayden Christensen's hot.
oh, sure, but there's a little bit more to it than that. Like,
I know.
it's a reason why this love story is becoming more and more
Rapid.
It's becoming more. It's only becoming more real, it only starts to work better as time goes on, because of because all the nuance is getting stripped from the world, unfortunately. And I mean, there's so many people always say what men or women should do. Nobody's actually letting them choose what they want to do with their lives. It's
If I could choose, you know what I'd do?
right.
Eat a cheese statue.
I got no fucking idea what you're talking about, bro. Let's move on.
I still love the cheese
because
thing.
it's so stale. Their first kiss, there's no chemistry, and one of the reasons the kiss.
Maybe you just can't see the chemistry because it's deeper than words, idiot.
Work is because never once in the film so far has Pat.
What did you say?
I will admit it's a bit jarring.
Love is jarring.
I'm saying, like, even in the circumstances they're in, like, it's kind of jarring, like less of a kiss, more of like just like touchy stuff.
Hope I don't have to make any more clips, so I don't have to overwrite these great memes.
What is with the faces?
Yeah.
Oh no! But oh my goodness! No! Sorry.
I just think they're funny. Like Chris has this really inexpressive face, and I'm trying to look for when he does look expressive, and it's funny because it's like he's trying to be, except he's not doing it correctly. So it's just a little funny. I don't know what I'm doing. It's sort of like, yeah.
Even remotely hinted at reciprocating Anakin's creeper. Now Lucas continues.
It's not creeper.
I wouldn't say it's creeper. I'd say it's just like a bit awkward.
I understand. Look, I understand why it appears creeper. It's because he takes long times to smile at her, but that's the sole reason he's doing that is because he doesn't know how to express himself very well.
How excellent he is at choosing child actors because he hired this person to play Boba Fett.
Is your father here?
Yep.
May we see him?
Sure.
That was really terrible. I hated that so much.
As nostalgia critics said, it's just 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds, man.
My God.
Children are
awkward.
They are nothing like adults. Like, like.
Yeah, like the best advice to give a child is pretend there's no camera.
Being an adult, you're just taller. Your brains are more developed. Everything's complete, and
except for this guy right here.
Exactly, but there's still much to learn, obviously. But you're just your children are they're these wonderful little unready humans that are already able to stand on their own legs. I don't know what the fuck you expect from them, man. I mean, this actor, I don't see what the fuck's wrong with what he's doing. But even if there was something,
you can't really no way to buy it. He didn't botch up. It's just 2 lines.
It's just like, yep. Like, this feels like opening a door to a house that get answered by a child. And just like, where's your dad?
He's in that. He's
Yeah,
outside.
and he just gives an Oscar-worthy performance. Because that's how kids act.
I mean,
Oh.
I always used to think, as like, even when I was like really young, like, I always used to think that him going like, "Get him, Dad! Get him! Fire!" Like, I thought that was awkward as a kid, but I knew that's because that's exactly what I would say if you know, I would be next to my dad and he would be like trying to kill somebody. Like, it's.
I mean, yeah, like he's not great or anything. I think he could have. I think like done a little bit just to be a tad more.
Well,
Natural.
well, when it comes to that,
but that's mostly just my opinion.
well, when it comes to that, Airborne, the reason why George picked him.
Just don't care about your feelings.
The reason why George picked him over someone else is because, as we see nowadays, he looks a fuck ton like that Samara Musa guy. You know, like he looks a lot like the actor who played the Clone Troopers. You know, it's like George can. I don't know how the hell he knows that type of stuff, but you know, he will sometimes take the less obvious choice just for, well, continuity and stuff like that. And nobody can say that nobody can argue with him in retrospect, especially not when the other choice isn't even that bad. Like, some people say that they should have taken the other child actor to be casted because he matched the dark tone better. But he didn't want that. He wanted Anakin to be happy in the first movie. Happiness with a tint of a possible bad future. And so he went with Jake Lloyd. Maybe it wasn't the perfect choice, but it was what he wanted. I just hate how these people can't respect that. On top of also, you know, exaggerating the badness.
And this
I don't
To
even
be
have
fair.
the energy to go into that right now.
I don't have the energy to go into that. I don't
I don't have the energy.
It's the
I don't have the
same-
energy to make my
the same
review
things.
complete and in depth.
It's the same thing as I don't have time to do this by Cosmonaut.
I could do a whole series of videos
Oh,
on why
yeah.
his plan doesn't work.
This
Not
is-
gonna.
But
this
I'm
is
gay. Like, that's gay or something.
oh my god! This is not how you're supposed to make a review, you dickhead. You're supposed to argue. You know, like Mahler said it best. Don't you fucking Cosmo me? Like, what the hell? Ugh. So lazy. It's just such a fucking lazy critic. It's really infuriating.
Insulting, actually. To
Like
you know, if I were Mahler, I'd be insulted by him, and
wanna-
he is.
I don't want to feel like I don't want to sound like a really old man, but seriously, who the fuck let these people through? like
The
who
chromosome collector.
like who in the YouTube systems let this guy?
I really never saw this guy like made. It is like
I mean,
maybe just because now we have more refined YouTube critics, and he was just like starting out, you know.
no. Mahler and Rags and all those guys, they're rare. Like, for the most part, it's still
Yeah, but like they're
Like this.
even if people aren't as good or even worse than Chris, there's a more unique market out there. And Chris is not really. He's not really as special as somebody like Just Right, even if Just Right's a total crap YouTuber.
well, you know, the thing is that like, the sequels is so bad. It's exposing the garbageness, because like I checked out Just Right, his videos in The Hobbit, terrible videos, absolutely terrible. Like they are just subjective, and it's prequel levels of poor criticism. But nobody called him
I
out
like-
for it because it was cool.
I like how basically he he makes an entire video basically saying things can't be objective. But like even though in many of his titles he says good or bad writing.
Oh yeah,
Like come
especially
on.
using words
You
like
you can't pretend to be such an authority on the subject and be like, oh yeah, all of it's subjective, it doesn't matter anyway.
you can't
Oh,
use the
like
word
have some balls.
you can't use the word good or bad and subjective at the same time, retard.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So, like, Mahler's never said that like his reviews are right or objective. He says he has tried to find the objective baseline.
actually,
He like
that's true. Huh, I didn't know that.
he's never said that his reviews are gospel, even if everybody makes it out to be. Of course, they can't find a quote or anything like that to support it. Only generalizations about his character.
But it's
like I don't love Mahler, but I respect like the living hell out of him.
I respect
for his
I
worth
respect the
ethic
living hell out
and
of
just like having like the capacity to say, okay, yeah, I think I am right at this point here.
it's
I think
like,
I've
just
proven it.
Some pride.
But people like Just Right, people like Just Right are fully content to say I am right when they have a majority and everybody already agrees with them. It's just that when a movie is so bad, like The Last Jedi or something like that,
or
when everybody knows it's the worst, just garbage of all time. It's at moments like then when these people are truly shown what they be, and that is just false critics.
Yeah,
like they're just not.
He'll spend 5 minutes talking about how he felt, and then like come to some sort of conclusion as if he's given proof.
But the thing is, he's given proof in his mind.
Yes.
Like he leaves it for us, the guy who already agrees with him, clicking on the video, to fill in the blanks. Because why the fuck would he do it anyway? I mean, that would have to actually take effort.
I bet Mahler's April Fool's video fell into Just Right's territory of like those people, and I bet some of them thought it was real because honestly it was a perfect recreation of Just Right and his format and all of his copycats.
They did. There were people who said, "Did Mahler unironically make a good video?"
My goodness.
Like seriously, he literally he's literally able to get under their radar by making a fake video saying absolutely nothing at all, and they'll eat it up.
Yeah, they said, did he intentionally make a good video to like spite us? Like it's so insane because like when I watch a video, I was like, he's not saying anything.
Yeah.
I just started laughing.
I honestly, genuinely didn't think it was from him. Like, I didn't look at who published the video. I'm like, oh, it was Just Right. Maybe like going back on his claims about Rise of Skywalker.
I was looking at.
And then I look down and see it's Mahler, and it just everything clicks in my head.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna go eat some pizza. Be right back.
Fuck yourself. My oven is broken, so I can't. No, fuck you. I can't. My oven is broken, so I can't eat pizza.
Piss off.
My oven is broken. I can't eat pizza. If I can't eat pizza, no one can.
That's how Hitler was made.
Oh my god. Let's continue this stupid shit.
I really don't. So Obi-Wan now reports some of his findings to Mace Windu and Yoda, who are still sitting around in a room.
Oh wait, do we have to wait for Airborne?
We gotta wait for Airborne, but let's respond to this point before he comes back.
Oh my god, this is the most expressive I've ever seen him. He really gets pissed off by people sitting around in rooms. It's fucking hilarious. Look at him. Look at his face.
He's like
he's really offended by it.
That guy's in a wheelchair. Get him.
Oh my god. That is just stupid. It's just, oh, they're still sitting in a room talking about, well, actually, they're talking about important shit and, like, discussing, important stuff, but they're still sitting in that damn room, damn it. What the fuck is this criticism? It was so funny when we covered him in episode 1, and it was just like, oh, the people are sitting in a room and talking. And we made the running meme, but seriously, that's unironically his fucking thing with these movies. He really does think that people sitting around in a room talking is like a massive flaw. What the hell? What the fuck, man?
Never seen. I don't understand why Anomaly defends this guy.
I told you, after we're done with this video, we're going to check his Dragon Ball Z video. And me, a Dragon Ball Z fan, like a diehard Dragon Ball Z fan, I'm gonna figure out if he's got good takes on that, and that therefore Anomaly likes him because he's at least got a good idea of what Dragon Ball Z is. If we check it, and I'll disagree with him on like half of it or something, like and by the way, when we watch that, we're just gonna go through the whole thing. And I'll just give my opinion of it, but like if he likes it for the wrong reasons, I'm gonna be pissed. But yeah, it's like I suppose we'll find out when I do that test. But other than that, my God, he's just, when it comes to Star Wars, he's fucking clueless. When it comes to Dragon Ball Z, we're yet to find out, I guess.
Most of these critics, it doesn't sound like a bit of a hypocritical thing to say, but most of these critics are clueless when it comes to the Star Wars nostalgia critic. I loved him until I found out his CEO was sexist. His Star Wars things were like.
In what way?
Like Mashad didn't like women.
And he was hypocritical because he shamed other people for sexism?
Yeah.
And that's why.
Watch the Change Channel documentary.
Alright. Yeah, that does. That makes sense.
I was disappointed when I saw it because, like, I looked nostalgia critic before. I think in order to understand his taste, we gotta watch his short movie.
Nostalgia Critic?
No. Nostalgia Critic's movies are over 3 hours long.
Oh. Are they good?
I'm like, no, they're not. They're just like, think of disaster movie, but 3 hours long.
They are really bad 3-hour-long movies.
Yes, because like.
Seems about right.
Okay, but no, I'm talking like the best YouTuber review of that movie I saw was King Candy by Ralph the Movie Maker.
King Candy by Ralph the Movie Maker. Isn't that the guy who he made that terrible Joker video?
He made that, but no. I'm not.
It's alright.
Like, he still has competent directing. Acting.
I don't care. I saw his Terminator Genesis video. I thought that was pretty good. You done eating your pizza boy?
Yeah, I've eaten my pizza. You can't eat pizza.
Check the Discord chat.
Nice picture, Lupus. He looks like a million years younger in that one. Alright, let's move on.
Doing nothing.
It really pisses him off. He really gets angry when people sit around and talk. It's fucking hilarious. Hold on 1 second. I want to see this again.
May we see him?
Sure.
I don't even have the energy to go into that right now. I really don't. So Obi-Wan now reports some of his findings to Mace Windu and Yoda, who are still sitting around in a room doing nothing.
I think it is time.
He looks so angry.
It's just like Thomas Vaccaro. He needs people running around.
He is so angry with people sitting around. It's fucking amazing, dude.
Mace Windu should have been running laps instead.
Yeah, he should have been jogging around the chair.
Aren't the black?
Mace Windu, bad Jedi you have been. Now run 50 laps around the gym. Obi-Wan, have you reported it yet?
I believe.
Yes, Mace Windu. Why are you running? Because we gotta make the scene more interesting for Chris Stuckmann. Oh, okay. Well, you guys remember that guy Cedric Diaz? Yeah, I remember him. Why?
He probably gives a wank.
I believe ability to use the Force has been diminished.
Probably his favorite movie is probably Fontaine.
Oh my God, Chris, you're such a pathetic retard.
It's this movie I watched. Well, I don't remember what it's called, but it's all about cross country.
Fontaine.
That our ability to use the Force is diminished.
The music. Sometimes I believe the people who watch this, they just forget the music. The music carries the scene. You fuck. Ugh.
Now, I do enjoy most things about the fight between Obi-Wan and Jango Fett.
Wow, that was a massive fucking jump. Holy shit.
Pretty cool, especially when Obi-Wan just jumps in the air and kicks Jango Fett like it's Mortal Kombat.
It's not comparable to Mortal Kombat.
But the worst part of this scene, and I laugh every time, it's hilarious, is when Obi-Wan just keeps getting blown up.
Alright, so that time...
Yeah, I think the...
Alright. Yeah, I know. It's kind of awkward. I agree.
Yeah.
However, instead of fake conceding to this retard, we're just gonna go over the defenses. So, Rocket Guy aims his rocket, and he seems to not be entirely sure where it's going. So, this time he might have just straight up missed. What happens the second time?
Over again, like the explosion.
By the way, it says over and over again, only happens twice. This time...
Oh, so he hates it when people sit around and talk doing nothing.
He hates it when
explosions show up and things explode. Does everything have to be like middle of the road, low octane action scenes?
Oh man, all he wants to watch is running. Establish that.
Now you will die. Now run 40 laps, Mace Windu. I will zap you with my lightning.
Imagine if
Okay, don't listen to him. He killed all my Jedi friends.
Imagine Mace Windu. He dodges out of the way of the electricity, and he does a roll, Yeah. And he throws his saber into the Emperor's face, and Anakin is just standing there like, what the fuck happened? And he's just like, you see, they made me run so much. Now, I can use my special. he ran so much that he learned that he actually got fitter, so that now in his death scene he doesn't die. Then
Mace Windu becomes the main villain. So later we get a scene where instead of Ben Swallow, it's now Mace Swallow, and it's Anakin falling for Windu.
Somebody find a picture of no. Let's move on. Move on.
Right in front of him, no scarring of any kind, nothing, no.
Yeah, because he jumped out of the way the last second.
Injuries, really. Explosion just.
Maybe he used the Force to stop the explosion. I don't fucking know. Does anyone ever thought?
I think he should have taken some sort of damage.
I mean, he gets flung around.
At least some burns on his outfit, like in Episode 3.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'll concede there.
I see.
It's a tad. It kind of feels like for all the detail George Lucas pays
him
has in
being
his scenes. This kind of feels a little bit like something he missed out on.
him being unscathed is stupid. Him not dying, I can understand.
That's fine. Yeah.
It really does look like he jumped. Like it feels like as the guns came up, he stood up and jumped and like tried to jump away the last second, but as he's like getting up, like like it was a very quick motion. It's just that he's unscathed. That's the only real problem with it. But the thing is, his suit might be burned. His suit might be burnt, but it's just a little. But like the rain obscures it. We don't know.
Wait.
Like
Sorry, I just made my meme.
I know.
There would still be scorch marks there.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's not a good argument. I'm just saying that if it would be burned, then maybe the rain would instantly take it away. But
maybe it was deafened in the rain.
Yeah.
It just flies back like.
I like how the lightsaber looks in that scene with the rain.
It's so good. There's funny moments.
All right, so he doesn't go like All right, he's more like and you fly. Fuck off, Stuckmann.
This fight, like where he says, "Oh, not good," and then gets dragged around. I mean, it's good stuff mostly. So now Obi-Wan is following Boba and Jango Fett in their ship, and they're about to approach an asteroid field. Now, one of the things I love about this scene is the sound effect for the seismic charges. That boom.
He said it.
Hey.
Seismic charges.
Thank fuck you got something right for once, you massive retard.
Yeah, he's at least better than the person who said that the scene was terrible. Was it Thomas Vaccaro?
Enjoy.
Oh.
Enjoying your mindless spectacle, you fuck.
That was the first one I covered with you guys.
Ashamed
It was
of
a
him.
treat.
Notice how he never once does he ever say that the political intrigue or like Sidious's schemes are like good in any way. No. It's like he's shat on the whole movie except the seismic fucking charges. Oh yeah, the space battle. Oh, that was good. The short space chase. Not all the fucking. This is like saying that. This is like saying, oh yeah, I love Lord of the Rings. I love the scene where people fight in the end in the first movie. Like, God damn, fucking hell.
Like, it's a great sound effect. I've loved it ever since I first saw the movie. But what I hate about this scene...
Go. What?
They're now entering an asteroid field, okay? Two little ships going into an asteroid field. What other Star Wars movie had an asteroid field scene? That would be The Empire Strikes Back. Okay. Do you remember how they set up that scene? Do you remember how everyone was terrified? How Han and Leia were like, I don't know about this. This is a horrible idea.
That's not terrified.
No. This isn't an asteroid field. This is an asteroid ring surrounding the planet. That means that the asteroids are in orbit of the planet, so they're not going to be flying around chaotically.
Like he literally wants people to point out, whoa, this is tension-filled. Be scared.
No, R4, we're entering the asteroid field. Look out.
I mean, like in that movie, Han Solo is literally just like,
tell me the odds.
Oh, this is gonna be rough.
Yeah, everybody else thinks it's a terrible idea, but Han's like, oh yeah, okay, well, yeah, let's go.
Like, they're not terrified so much as it's I mean, if you go off like a main road when you're in the car with your family, like, and you get to a more bumpy road, do you go like, oh god? I mean, don't get me wrong. I imagine the Millennium Falcon can only get hit like once or twice before it blows up. But I mean, Han knows what he's fucking doing here. Like, to say there's tension there is ridiculous. Like, because, like, here's the thing. I know how this works. Like, say that that we would get episode 7 like right away after 6, and we would have a scene in an asteroid field, except this time it's a Uvrianian asteroid field that has ebb and flow that gets worse or something randomly, and like when it
Or
like
the further you get into the asteroid field,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
faster and more chaotically the
exactly.
asteroids move.
Like and Han Solo would be going through there, and he would see that, he would be like, oh shit, and he would like get the thrusters and everything, and he would like have everybody leave the room, and he would just like he would focus 100%. In The Empire Strikes Back, everybody's in the room. He's just like, we'll go into an asteroid field, that way we can lose them, because they, it's more like it. I mean, you're seeing ghosts. All right, you're seeing ghosts. Not only is it not the same thing, I mean, okay, all right. Let me ask you this, Stuckmann. Let me ask you this.
Even if it were the exact same thing,
But
riddle me this, Stuckman. How do you think an experienced, seasoned bounty hunter with a cutting-edge ship and a Jedi and inside his Jedi starfighter would react to asteroids? They'd probably just say, "Oh, asteroids," or something along those lines. Like,
be slightly more careful.
even if it was the exact same asteroid field as the one in Empire Strikes Back, they would still not be all that surprised.
What and what do you think is the first thing you learn at flying school? How to avoid objects colliding with your ship? Like do you think ships?
There's also just the thing that like George Lucas doesn't want to invalidate the tension of Empire Strikes Back by making it a more subdued fight with interesting design and such,
But you know what it also is that like the few ships that go after them that explode, those guys are trying to get the fuck after them. They're not looking at their own lives. It's like they send their own Star Destroyer into the asteroid field, taking massive damage just to get the Millennium Falcon. Like most of the destruction there is caused by negligence more than
the
actual danger. This is the equivalent of this is like it's like a bumpy road. Like it's sure you can maybe have a hole that's so deep that your wheels gets caught into it, and then the wheel breaks off and you fly to the left and crash into the side of into the water. But how likely is that? Not very likely. Let's move on. Yeah.
So
crazy to follow us, wouldn't they? And C-3PO's like, sir, the odds of surviving an asteroid. And he's like, never tell me the odds. And they go into the asteroid field, and that.
Okay.
C-3PO is a protocol droid. He doesn't like to go into an asteroid field. Most people don't like to go to an asteroid field. Most people who would be experienced pilots would like to avoid an asteroid field if they can. Because, like I just said, it's very unlikely that you get hit, but it can happen. And nobody wants to risk that. Nobody wants to risk their life on some sudden death that is also extremely pathetic. Like, they go into the asteroid field to shake off their, or at least hope to shake off their attackers and chasers. Like, this is very easy to follow, man.
Okay,
like,
so is Django already in the asteroid belt when he's when Obi-Wan shows up?
Barely.
Okay, I just wanted to know because like otherwise it would seem like kind of just like a bit of a silly idea to fly into an asteroid belt for no reason when he could easily just fly over it.
Well, I'm pretty sure Django says we'll lose him in here. So
okay, thank you.
So there you go.
Tension is built up because they set it up as a scary event, something
Nice,
that
spell it
is
out.
hard to do, that requires a lot of skill.
like spelling it out.
But flying through an asteroid belt surrounding a planet shouldn't be that hard to do, especially with the ship that they have.
Unironically, I'd
If
argue.
you notice, they don't get hit by a single asteroid during the fight.
I would argue that I would seriously argue that
Asteroid field is just an obstacle. You know, the real tension is between the
Yes,
Django and Obi-Wan.
it was basically just an idea for an interesting set piece.
I would argue the scene was more exciting than it was ever threatening. Han Solo always has this aura over him that everything will be fine. Like like you can clearly see it when he's got shit under control, which is what makes the latter half of the movie so interesting because, well, he's got zero control left. So yeah, he's powerless to stop Vader and his friends from capturing them and kidnapping them.
Right.
What happens in episode 2? There's asteroids. They're going inside of them. No tension, no suspense, no build-up, nothing.
I mean, did you want that?
It's more of a personal preference of you wanting the scene to be super pumping, I guess.
Chris, you love the bombs. You love the sonic charges. Well, tell us, Mom. You love this. You love the sonic charges that blow up the asteroids and send hundreds of thousands of little, like, tiny little pieces of rocks everywhere that threaten to kill Obi-Wan Kenobi, which if you watch the movies in the correct order, you don't know if he's going to survive. Like,
Correct order. What's the correct order?
I mean, episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know?
I see.
Like, if you don't know he's in episode 4, you don't know if Obi-Wan's going to survive there. Like, there's multiple moments he almost killed him there. Like, Obi-Wan's a lucky son of a bitch for surviving in this situation. Like, Jango Fett literally gets a lock-on, sends a rocket that can follow him through an asteroid field, and only because he sends a little bit of shit from his back compartment is he able to make it explode. And luckily hide. Like, it's... If you didn't feel... Obviously, he doesn't feel tension because he knows Obi-Wan's gonna live. But if you haven't seen episode 4 yet, and if you don't know Obi-Wan's going to live, that shit is tension packed. All right, like that's one of the stupid things about. That's one of the really dumb things about this shit is that George made the OT first, but the prequels are like, you know, like obviously for us it's kind of hard to imagine, but kids growing up now, seeing it for the first time in the correct order, they got no idea. Like
Their parents are gonna force them to do that.
And by the way, just saying, I felt tension in that scene when I was a kid, because my first movie was episode 1.
I wish that was the case for me.
I'm never
Actually, my first Star Wars movie, I watched the first act of Revenge of the Sith when I was 3.
like I like you guys I can't say for certain I watched it in the correct order. I don't think I did. Like, I knew Obi-Wan lived, but there was... And I knew Anakin was the father of Vader. But there was a lot of other stuff I didn't know. And my first movie I ever saw to completion was episode 1. Like, you feel... I know for a fact from that you feel tension in those scenes because you don't know they live. Like, I didn't know if Obi-Wan was going to win against Darth Maul. Like, him winning, I was like, oh yeah, he beat the bad guy and he avenged his master. Hell yeah. Like that was awesome for me. Like, it's obviously this idiot can't see the difference between that. I mean, I can't really blame him because he saw the OT first, but it's like, come on, this is just subjective dog shit. Let's move on.
Fly in the asteroid field. We can do it. We're perfect. So Anakin starts having...
Yeah.
We're not perfect, god fucking... It's just a minor.
They're both talented pilots with resources and skills. It's not an asteroid field. It's an asteroid ring.
They're using the asteroids as cover.
Yes. Well, Django is. Obi-Wan's pursuing him through the asteroid.
Obi-Wan does too. Towards the end.
Well, at the end, he does. You're right.
Like it's. Oh, God damn it! This is such a terrible perspective.
Nightmares about his mother being in pain. He says that Jedi don't have nightmares, apparently. Why? I mean, why can't Jedi have nightmares?
If you want a relative state of peace, you wouldn't have nightmares.
Yeah.
Because they have nothing to worry about.
They're supposed to not center on their anxieties, and people that do usually have more nightmares.
What is one of the first lines that?
It was more. They're forbidden to have
Center on
attachment.
your anxieties, everyone.
Yes, exactly. Like it's. Like first off, I don't know where the fuck you're getting that from. I don't remember him ever saying the Jedis don't have nightmares. Second off, if you're in a general state of calmness, like I understand this is hard to understand for people who are on the internet with all this chaos and constant bullshit that goes on in their daily lives. But if you're like a Tiberian monk or something, and you have distanced yourself from all attachment, like legitimately, like you can bet your ass that you're going to be very calm and collected. Like, I mean, we've already established that Chris has no fucking idea what being a monk is like. So I'm not gonna fault him for that, but I mean, like, can't you like it's very obvious to me. I think I know what's going on. You just asked the question, did he even watch it? Yes, but he did. But he had he had zero suspension of disbelief. Like from start to finish, he was watching the movie in the real world. He was watching it from his eyes. He was watching the screen. He wasn't watching the movie. He wasn't getting into it. Because of all the shit that people said about it anyway, and he was just looking to make a quick video. Like people just don't take these films seriously, and that's why they make retarded videos like this. Like if he would think any more about these scenes, like any more at all, then he would know he would be wrong. Because it's that simple. I'm liking the flow of the stream. It's going pretty well. We're making better time than usual. I'm hoping to be done with it by the rather quickly, actually.
Done with what?
It's like Lucas spent 30 years trying to think of all the things that Jedi can and can't do. Because they're not people, they're robots. They can't have love, they don't have nightmares, they just sit around in rooms and talk.
My guy. They're monks.
They're not 100% monks. They obviously have things they have general things they care about.
Also involved in political procedures.
Like they care about the well-being of the Republic and stuff like that. However, they don't. What they don't have is they don't have anything that could be turned against them. They don't have anything that could corrupt their better judgment. They don't have anything that.
They do have the attachment to the Republic.
I mean, Star Wars Rebels actually does it right. Basically, this Jedi thinks that he's lost his apprentice, and then he basically says that basically says to the main guy, well, he said basically, now I have nothing to fear, so you can't hold me back. That's this philosophy of a Jedi. If you don't have anything to fear to lose, you don't have anything that can be used against you.
Yes. Like,
I mean, the execution of it was kind of lame.
Yeah.
As Rebels.
Like it's. Oh, Rebels. Okay, but yeah, it's like I don't understand this. Like honestly, I don't understand this. Like when I was 10, like I saw the monk. Like I saw monks on TV. You have the stereotypical look. You have a guy sitting with his leg and his hands, you know, like, and he goes like, you know, like I know that's stereotypical, but like that look, you know, closed eyes, you know, like so, and everything is in place correctly. Everything is correctly in place, you know. That feeling, or I mean that image, that gives a sense of calm to anyone who sees it. Like that's all the Jedi's are like. I understood this concept when I was probably like 5. Yet he is really struggling with it. Like he just doesn't get it. Like even if I hated the prequels and thought they were terrible films, I would like imagine I am making this video with Stuckmann, and we would be doing this off the cuff. I would go like, yeah, but aren't they sort of supposed to be like monks, right, Chris? And he's like, oh, and he's like, oh, I didn't think about that. I guess like, and we like laugh about it, but it's like, I mean, what the hell?
And he'd tell you to shut up, actually.
Oh yeah, he'd tell me to shut up, Jimmy. Why do you always gotta point out all the fucking things I get wrong in films? And I'm just like, yeah, but I thought it was obvious. Honestly, it just a lot of this review just feels like watching some like spoiled child just, you know, whine about stuff that he personally didn't understand, and everybody else is just forced to listen to it, even though we all knew. And like the reason we know is very simple, because we actually gave a shit to find out, and he himself didn't. I hate this. This is really frustrating to listen to, man. Well, let's.
Well, it's not as frustrating as listening to a man who gave up.
I know what you mean. Let's move on.
That's what Jedis do. And rewatching this movie, right around here, I want to turn it off. I don't want to watch it anymore. I don't want.
How about you just do that and not make a video that we have to respond to, and not force George to sell Star Wars? If you don't like it, don't watch it. Seriously. Like it's
isn't that what people said about the sequel trilogy?
Yeah, I know, but like if he really, if that's really his feeling, if that's really what he feels about it, don't watch it. Like this is what George wanted. The sequels are some random fucking bullshit that J.J. Abrams and Ryan Johnson cobbled together and fucked up. Like, you know, it's like Anomaly said, Star Wars is George Lucas to fuck up. You know? Like,
Yep. I agree.
Like, I mean, I know what he's going to talk about. He's going to talk about one of the love scenes or
He's going to talk about the droid factory scene, the biogenosis.
Wait,
or he's
what?
going to talk about
all right, what the fuck is this shit?
I'm done. I don't, but I sat there and I watched the rest of the movie. We meet Count Dooku. Now, this should have been a very dark and scary experience.
Wait, we got a Star Wars would be simple alert.
All right. I'm gonna make a meme about this because it'll be very easy. I'll just make the scene way darker, and I'll have it like slowly zoom in, and it's gonna be music that's like.
Oh man, you should do it like modern movies and have it be lived darker.
just make Christopher Lee's hair dark, and make his mustache like way longer, like make him look like a typical like cartoon bad guy, and it just actually his mustache is already black. Then I look at it.
I mean, turn down the lighting.
Yeah, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like I make it really dark, and it slowly zooms in, and you just hear this music that's like this really like, you know, you hear like demon whispers like, like just like God damn, this is just stupid. I mean, this is just the bad guys talking about. Actually,
I will interject here and say I think Dooku should have been established as a character beforehand.
yes, I agree.
Because like this is just like, oh, Count Dooku, that person Padme mentioned before. Like that's kind of weak. I'm not gonna lie.
I got it.
Well,
Actually,
maybe a scene in The Phantom Menace. Maybe
there
a
was
scene at the beginning of Attack of the Clones, like flashback.
there was a deleted scene. Airborne. There was a deleted scene where they were going to have Obi-Wan stare at his at a statue of him in the Jedi Temple. So and like the librarian woman would then be like, "Oh, he was a very personal thinker," and Obi-Wan would be like, "Oh, it's sad that he left." So they were going to have a sort of establishing thing for him, but I got what you mean. I agree. I would have loved nothing more for him to be in the, in the movie. But yeah, what can you do? Let's move on.
Get this older gentleman sitting behind a table talking.
That's Christopher
That's
Lee.
the idea. He's meant to contrast with Darth Maul from the last movie.
That too, but
Darth Vader in general.
oh yeah, definitely. But that's Chris.
He's the polite Jedi turned bad side of Anakin.
Yeah, definitely. You guys completely just subverted what I was going to say. Yeah.
To people. That's Count Dooku. He's just like this cool guy who's nice older man, looks handsome,
The idea, mate.
He said all villains must be menacing all the time and never show any signs of remorse.
I mean, I find it funny because it's just
If
like
you think that Count Dooku is the worst villain in Star Wars because he's the most boringest one, then you need to realize what an idiot you are.
do you need to shut this? I need to shut this video off right now.
I need to start this video off before I prove how much of an idiot you are.
Oh no, are you guys doing Plinkett again?
No, we're doing someone worse.
Oh no.
We're doing
Stuckmann
Stuckmann.
is worse than Plinkett.
He's not worse. He's just more annoying.
Who's this guy with this beard and the hair? Who is that?
That's
Chris
Stuckmann. I keep taking clips of his face that I find funny and putting it in.
You should do like that white guy meme, where it's like open eyes, blink, open eyes. That would be
Oh yeah.
Don't worry, we can get more clips from his face.
Wow.
But yeah, he's just. I love how he just says he's a handsome, nice older gentleman.
Older gentleman. If you think that Count Dooku is the worst Star Wars film because he's a nice older gentleman, then you need to start this video up before I prove how much of a fucking idiot you are.
Yeah.
Remember when
This is
Cosmo
table.
said he was the worst Star Wars
Gotcha.
character of all time?
That's Count Dooku.
Cosmo's insane. Christopher Lee's. Nobody insults Christopher Lee like that. You fuck.
Now, the best scene in the film by far is
Wait, this guy insulted Christopher Lee, the British commando who fought in World War II?
Who made a metal album that's better than anything I've ever heard, and was in Lord of the Rings and Star Wars.
That man deserves.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh yeah, that was.
Sure.
You know, everyone likes to poo poo on
Oh, you mean
Charlie
the-
and the Chocolate. Everyone likes to poo poo on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I don't understand it. I like the movie. No, there are some scenes that are a bit weird, but
It's a good movie.
Really
It's
good. They're
it's a
also
good-
disturbing.
It's a good movie. The parts with Christopher Lee are fucking amazing. it's
You
just
know, like a bit. Well, you know what's a bit weird is where he just like uses his Saruman powers and makes the house disappear.
well, it doesn't matter. Honestly, it doesn't matter because there's way too much weird shit in that movie in general, and yeah. But yeah, anyway, I'm happy he likes to call the scene good, but with everything he said, I'm not gonna fucking take it from him.
Anakin holding his dead mother in his arms as she dies, his anger, the explosion against the Tusken Raiders. It's great stuff. Lucas
Should've been
really
longer,
captured
though.
that really well, but it's cut
Should have gotten
short.
a full short film.
It's too short. The scene ends. It seems like they were still trying to go for that PG rating, which was very unfortunate because that scene, it was like, okay,
he cuts one guy and then he cuts another guy's head off.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Like we described. No,
over.
it would have been horrifying if we saw the whole thing. You know, we wouldn't have been.
Oh,
We
yeah.
wouldn't have sympathized with.
Like I told you guys before, I'll give you the crash course of it this time. Like, first, everybody would attack him, then he would slaughter the fuck out of him.
I remember there was there's like I don't remember who it was, like this absolute idiot like reviewing The Force Awakens, and he said this is the first PG-13 Star Wars movie, and it really shows it's not as childish or campy as George Lucas's films.
I mean,
Do you know what the first PG-13 Star Wars movie was though?
wasn't like Empire Strikes Back?
Oh, it was Revenge of the Sith.
Oh,
Surprised the actual.
Confused Michael sound.
used Matthew sound.
But yeah, so what's hilarious about that? Oh shit! What's hilarious about this is that
Holy smokes, that's a very, very big.
shut up, Michael.
No,
What's hilarious about this? Well, it's not hilarious at all. I was just going to be talking about the Tusken thing. Oh yeah. Anyway, they would attack him. He'd kill them. They'd realize he'd be helpless. They would try and get away from him. The last men would protect the last children, and then he would kill all of those guys too. Like it would be
like Rogue One on a whole new level.
like you wouldn't want to see that. Trust me.
did you guys enjoy Rogue One?
I mean, but like I think
It's soured.
a little bit more
Soured
intense
since it's
maybe.
released a lot.
No fun.
I liked. I'd say it's better than the other.
I'm not going to watch it because it's Disney, but I'm willing to accept the idea that it's all right. Like, okay. Let's continue the video.
But the sight of Anakin carrying his dead mother conveys the pain of his loss very well. Lucas did a really good job with that aspect of the movie. But he also undoes some of that effectiveness with the next scene in which Hayden Christensen delivers his lines about how much he hates Tusken Raiders and about how they're animals. And I slaughter them like animals. But not just the men, but the women and the children too.
They're just trying to make it. They're just trying to make him look like shit, dude. Like he's just straight up doing way better than you. It's like Mahler said, you're just insulting the actor. He does way better than you do. You honestly, people make fun of that scene are just retarded. That is how I would react to that. I would I would be slightly different because I wouldn't use a lightsaber, but it would. I mean, fuck off. Just fuck off. It's just, he doesn't like that he killed them all right? He doesn't like it, but they killed his mother, all right? That is horrible. Horrible, all right?
They didn't just kill his mother. They probably
They didn't just kill his mother, but the wood mother and the chill mother too.
That was a bad joke.
No, I mean like they probably made her watch a Chris Stuckmann review.
And that wound on her face was her biting herself somehow out of frustration. Like just
I'm very worried for my safety now.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. As long as you don't stand in my way as I gun all these people down, then it's all right.
Somebody please cue pumped up kicks. Johnny.
Kicks don't work against me. I have armor. Also, I've got like 8,000 HP. Last time I checked my health.
Are you like Abel from, well, the Foundation?
I was hoping you would ask me a more reasonable question, like you're like a video game boss. But all right. I'm not.
Let's go.
Foundation. That's alternate. That's alternate universe type.
I
shit.
hate them.
Excuse me.
Oh,
So
what?
Obi-Wan is captured by Count Dooku, who then tells Obi-Wan that Darth
Oh, he did his I am disappointed face. Oh, so cute. Let's continue.
Sidious is controlling the Senate.
Well,
And
he said-
Obi-Wan's
he-
like,
no, he didn't say that.
no. My buddies on the Jedi Council would totally be aware of that. Trust me, Kenobi. Not these guys. No, they're dumb. And if you thought the
What?
Senate meeting scenes were unbearable,
He doesn't say that. Ah!
No, he
the
says a Sith Lord is controlling this.
Yeah, like.
Oh, he does say Darth Sidious. He does say Darth Sidious.
What's fascinating about the scene is he straight up spills the beans in a moment where he actually can do that. Like this is actually a super fascinating moment from a film perspective, and obviously this guy is.
What about from a non-film perspective?
Then it's just a scene where people talk.
Replica.
It's the idea that. I mean, I can understand why George Lucas sold Star Wars. Just watching people not like at all understand.
To be fair, George Lucas actually didn't really when people attacked his movies.
What did you say?
To be fair, George Lucas didn't really hate it when people attacked his movies. In fact, some people would come up to him ask him hey, I wanted to do a funny skit on the prequels. And Ash wanted about copying Crimson Tusk. He'd be like, yeah, go ahead. In fact, you can use whatever thing you want, to make fun of them.
I know, but it's this kind of shit where.
Also, I thought he just sold Star Wars because it's kind of old, and stuff like that, and in fact, the only time someone actually saw him get mad was when he was trying to I believe he was trying to expand Lucasfilm and to this place in the city, and this the guy was giving him a lot of. The guy was he was contracting it was giving him a lot of shit, so he kind of snapped at him, and since that kind of set him and realize he's getting old, he doesn't really want to do it anymore, not because of the fans.
I think it was ever his age. I think he was just sick of the shit people threw at him. It's very everybody knows that they went way too far. It's,
oh yeah, I know.
It's okay. Speaking of age, the older you become, the more relaxed and easier you want to take life because you're wiser than just you're wiser than just starting a fight in a bar somewhere. You know that
on Twitter like Ryan.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, Ryan is in his 50s, so.
Wait, what?
Really?
But yeah,
He looks like he's in his 30s, like a baby face.
Well, that should.
Because he's
That should tell you how sheltered he is. But but yeah, all right, hold on 1 second. I said too many times. So George Lucas, he the thing with him is that he just wanted to make something that that his fans would love. He wanted to make something that would really just stand the test of time. And after that, with the reaction. But the thing is, the movies stand on their own, and we know that. And now, after the sequels, they're even more. They're literally more popular now than they have ever been before. Like the way
even prequel haters, like their distaste for the prequels only possibly made them more excited for The Force Awakens. They were like, "Oh yeah, we're finally gonna get a better movie." But now that the sequels coming out, now that the sequels have came out, everybody's like, "Oh, I don't want any more movies."
people who used
Just let
to
Star Wars
hate.
die.
You see these people who used to hate George Lucas be like, well, I guess they weren't that bad. Like the way I see it is that George Lucas, he was getting enough of the hate. Like people were just giving him shit for every single last fucking.
Actually, the sequels were made by George the entire time as a massive troll.
No, he didn't. No, like you can't
See
even
what
make.
happens when I don't run things around here. This is what movies become.
I know you. I understand the jokes you're doing, but no.
No.
George wouldn't do that to Luke. He doesn't. He wouldn't do that.
No, I definitely don't think he would. He would even bring himself to make movies so.
Like his, like what he would.
Like the sequels are kind of the antithesis of everything he's worked towards.
If George would make a parody, what he would just do is he would make a movie that's only miniatures and practical effects, and it would just be this really short story that would be like 30 minutes, and it would just be a constant running joke based on everything that people said about him, and it would just leave people who hate him just stumped, because that's one of the things I've noticed is that like
yeah, like
I believe that is called
he hires like this extremely like realistic dialogue writer that sounds nothing like Star Wars at all.
Oh yeah. Like it's
everything miniatures and practical. All of the characters are constantly like running around doing something.
Yeah, like that's the like George is more sophisticated. Even if he would make a self-parody, it would be far more sophisticated than
than the sequel trilogy.
The sequel trilogy. It's. I mean, I don't even know how you.
It has the same depth as a tortilla that's been flattened out by a factory line.
I mean, I wouldn't say that because OT, like, as much as I can give it shit for its lack of world building, well, it doesn't have a lack of world building, but it just has.
Doesn't have as much as the prequel trilogy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, as much as I give them shit for that, like, it does have a decent amount. Like, it's like the sequels, they have like just about none. Like, I love that moment when Mahler goes like the dudes talk in The Rise of Skywalker about their power and stuff, and like just in that one conversation, it has more world building than TLJ. Like that just blew my mind. I was like, oh my god.
I think the most world building a sequel trilogy got was probably Zori Bliss, like basically saying, "Yeah, the First Order came here and took all of our kids. It's been pretty crappy ever since." That's the max world building. Like people are like, "Oh yeah, see, it does have world building." I'm like, really?
I mean, to be honest,
2-minute conversation on a rooftop about kids being taken because First Order bad. That's what you got for me, man.
I mean, to be honest, like, I'm sure a lot of prequel haters don't even know what world building is. But they just think that it's some artsy. They just think it's showing environments. Like, it's so much more than that. But it's like anyway, like.
I mean, that can be part of it, but
the way I see it is that George had enough, and he just gave it to Disney. He knew they were gonna make a mess. He probably didn't know they were gonna make this much of a mess.
I think he saw the Avengers and said, Disney knows how to handle themselves.
Like he probably didn't think they would fuck it up this hard, but I'm pretty sure he gave it to them, at least partially knowing that they would just
destroy all that is good and holy in this world.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably. He probably thought they would make 3 Force Awakens.
Yeah, exactly. And
Honestly, I would take that over what we have now. I mean, if the Force Awakens was a mess.
You know, the thing is that even with the Force Awakens, like the Force Awakens trilogy, people would still over time realize their mistake.
Oh yeah, for sure. But
because it would just take a lot longer.
They would be at least like more accepted than we got now. They wouldn't immediately make everybody extremely mad right at the gate.
The way I see it is that The Force Awakens is what George felt Star Wars fan the prequel haters deserved. But then God just came and I was like, yeah, no.
I don't think George thinks like that. He's not that malicious.
Yeah, you're right. But it's that kind of fate that he abandoned Star Wars 2, if you get what I'm saying. Like he didn't, like, obviously he never desired that, but he was like, okay, I'll just give it to Disney. They're gonna milk it, make it a mass franchise. You know, like they're just gonna have their way with it. You know, I don't care anymore. But then God like came in and was like, yeah, you guys are gonna pay for everything, or just something like that. Because my God, man, those movies are just those movies are like what they said the prequels were, and then
but worse,
and then 10 times.
Like honestly, the sequels are basically like they're the opposite of everything George Lucas stood for. They're like these super these super empty you know, just like marketable movies with a lack of personality, no meaningful scenes of like just talking to each other. There's no slowdown. There's no world building. There's no actual scenes where people just like do something that isn't just fighting stormtroopers.
Yeah, and when they fight stormtroopers, it's lame as fuck. Like it's
what probably could have been the most interesting part of any of these 3 movies was Luke's storyline. And if they hadn't assassinated his character in every single way, it probably would have been the best part of all 3 movies. But Ryan thinks he's incredibly intelligent, so we didn't get that.
Yep.
As boring as a rehash of Return of the Jedi Luke would have been, it would have still been Luke.
Oh yeah.
Still would have been. And honestly, I didn't think Luke needed more character development. I think he had kind of reached the end of his journey, and they should have focused more about him passing on what he had learned, as they tried to say in the movie. It shouldn't have been about him. It shouldn't have been about him becoming somebody else and then returning back to who he was before.
What Luke should have had is he should have been Space King and leader of the Jedi Order, and he should have taken on a more general role as one of the leaders for the good guys, whereas the real main character is like learning from him, you know, and like something like that. Like he should have, but like, yeah, he should have been like.
Let's not get caught up on
what could have been. Happened. Yeah, not even what could have been, what should have happened.
I think Lucas was like, you know what? I've had enough. If you want one Hollow movie, I'll give you some. He wasn't gonna do it himself.
Time around, we get to see Jar Jar involved in them, and he gives emergency powers to Palpatine. You know what that means?
No, he doesn't give emergency powers to Palpatine. He suggests that they give emergency powers to Palpatine.
He starts a motion.
Jar Jar Binks, the little fucking rabbit, is basically responsible for the downfall of the Jedi.
Rabbit.
You're laughing so hard that the mic is cutting out.
Did you see? Oh, that was a Freudian slip. If I had ever seen one, you just saw his hatred come out for like a few seconds. Like it's very obvious. He's just trying. Like he actually despises these movies probably, and he's just hiding it, trying to look more respectable about it. Like, oh my god, that was. He goes like, it's as if I go like obviously Phasma is a shit character, but just for example, like, and then Phasma, that fucking bitch character, like it's just.
Wait, Phasma's a character?
What?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, Phasma's not a character. You're right.
Wait, I think the most character she got was AB showing her eye.
I still love that deleted scene where she just guns down all those stormtroopers. Oh god. Pew pew pew! Ah, we're dead.
Instead of shooting Finn right there.
And then, as Finn runs towards her, she can't shoot him for some reason, even though she was able to shoot 4 people.
She was able to deadeye 2 stormtroopers who were further away.
4. She deadeyed 4 stormtroopers.
I know. I mean, but then 2 who were behind Finn. She was able to hit them, but not Finn.
And then she has to actually aim for him. And instead of doing that, like, retarded, like, insta-kill move.
Even the green alien has a better character.
Who the fuck is the green? I don't, we don't even need to know. We don't need to know.
Oh, yeah,
I think we need to know.
Giraffe hippo
Who
scene.
is a draft tip? That is one of the greatest
Or
things.
the impregnation machine.
I'm going to ignore you ever said that, and I'm going to not die.
I'm getting tired of this. I'm running out of thrush to tell us, so let's finish.
You should do a review at some point where you wake up at 3 a.m. your time and you just, try to make sense of everything. In The Last Jedi, that is.
It's not possible.
I just go like, and then Finn walks through the rooms as the people run around, and nobody notices him, because obviously, being black in a galaxy where black people haven't been special before, that means that you don't pay attention to them because they're always off screen, which means obviously that is the reason why nobody sees him, except Poe, because Poe realizes that he's a real he's a real character. And
the reason the First Order doesn't blow up the ship and blows up the base instead is because they just really hate planets, as shown in The Force Awakens. This is a character progression of the First Order. First they wanted to destroy 5 planets, but now they're content with just blowing up a base. Their character is evolving.
And
you see the reason that Captain Kennedy says that they should have scrambled their fighters 5 minutes ago instead of doing so 5 minutes ago, because you see, the First Order has in real life lag, where basically they react to things incredibly slowly. This is established by the fact that Kylo couldn't beat Rey in a lightsaber fight because of his lag. He couldn't see the lightsaber coming.
Yeah, Airborne.
This is further established. And,
Airborne, you're stealing my thunder, man. I was supposed to be the one doing it.
Reason why
All right, so Kylo breaks his helmet because it symbolizes his childlike nature and how it needs to be a real man and show his face. Like the helmet was holding back his true
not as bad as Witten
evil self.
You know her, you understand why she's so bad.
I mean, to be fair, Kylo's way more evil in The Force Awakens with his mask on than any other time in the sequel trilogy.
God damn it! I love how Disney Star Wars.
That mask gave him 5 evil points.
Disney Star Wars is like it's like a guy goes down a staircase, except he just crashes down. Like the first step is correct, and then he just falls down and just like he explodes through the staircase, and just goes down into the basement, and then the basement explodes because he fell on the Terminator. Like it's just
that causes the rest of the house to crumble down on top of the basement, burying the guy in
and the Rise of Skywalker is just the bloody hand just coming out of the wreckage, just go like Alright, let's move on.
Of the Empire. Thank you, Lucas.
Thank you, Lucas, for delivering us episode 2, Attack of the Clones. An incredible movie.
What do you feel?
What you meant to say.
Matter. It's all about how you feel, man.
Remember,
Okay,
the
so
laws of the Star Wars universe. But
Anakin-
come on, man. How did it feel?
Anakin started the Empire. He caused it to happen. If Mace Windu killed the Emperor right there and then and stopped him, then that would have stopped the Empire.
It would have stopped everything from happening.
Jar Jar didn't cause it. You simpleton.
You know what you're doing.
You have no fucking clue what you're criticizing. You have no idea just how deep any of this stuff is. You're just looking at the most surface level bullshit and making up your own retarded conclusions without thinking about it at all.
Oh, he's not. He's being very intelligent.
Please get rid of your stupid fucking beard and stop compensating for your lack of manliness.
You really know what you're doing, don't you? You really had that one in mind, didn't you?
Yep.
You just wanted to drive that little
That's
deeper.
why their shoes so
deeper
ragged.
in there with the Jar Jar. Just a little deeper. So we get
It's the most expressive I have seen in a long time. And he's gotten to the Robo shit. Like, and his review is almost over. Oh my god. I love how that shit gets him worked up. But just talking about the plot, he couldn't be more bored.
the conveyor belt scene, which basically just looks like Anakin twirling his lightsaber around in some kind of dance move. For the majority of the
You know
scene,
what's wrong with
Padme
this
is-
podcast? Like, okay, so after he says that, I'm gonna make a joke. But you know what's wrong with this podcast?
Not enough me?
It's not like Minority Report.
Okay.
What's Minority Report?
Cyber future world where people know crime before it happens. So there's crime police that can report it before it happens.
That sounds really, really scary.
Yeah, it is. It's a pretty interesting movie. It's about the main cop guy. Like, he's said that he's going to kill someone, and so his guys try to stop him, but at the end they realize, oh, I wasn't going to. It's not 100% accurate. I don't know. Because a lot of people they stop like right before they do it, and it's
I
like
think they need to make a secondary channel, mate, called Replica Games, where you review games.
good idea. Let's move on.
First
Stuck in a
reveal
bear
shows
pit.
complete saga.
Yes. Oh my god. Actually, I wouldn't mind that. That would be a good idea. I just play complete saga. I'll be like, hey, remember when Star Wars was good? Yeah, I really love when Star Wars was good. Woo!
somewhere while Anakin twirls his lightsaber around against CGI robots and strange things. Now,
I mean, CGI. What are they called?
Droids.
No, I mean the flying guys.
Notions.
Inspector Gadget.
Oh, yeah,
Genie,
Inspector Gadget.
Of course.
Inspector Gadget. What the fuck?
He was
Somebody-
interrupting.
Somebody
Dumb or stupid.
Somebody make a version where Inspector Gadget is the guy that gets crushed by the machine. All right, so they're Geonosians. If you think they're robots, then I only have one thing to say to you. Ha ha, ha ha, ha 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 ha.
Lucas actually came up with this scene at the very last second and kind of shot it on the fly. Now, Spielberg did something very similar.
If that's the fucking case, if that's
he
the
shot
fucking
him under he shot in his team under the entire thing in 4 hours. That's incredible.
oh wow.
Yeah.
What's wrong with him?
This is
Look
like
at
an
having an
this is like,
orgasm for his love for George Lucas.
this is like an alternative reality where good things are talked about as terrible. This is like saying that like in Lord of the Rings, like when Aragorn jumps down and hits the orcs in the first movie, and the actor loses his tooth. That shows that Peter Jackson's retarded because he made the actor lose his tooth and wasn't careful.
I don't know about that.
Luca has really aggressive Lucasgasms.
Gasms of Luke, these are just pain for retardation.
Go Gadgets, stop reviewing.
I keep getting cut off. My mic gets cut off over and over. It sounds way better without it. No, shut up.
With the plane fight sequence in Raiders of the Lost Ark, but that scene worked because of its
Wow, what
That
about
scene should
it?
have been like Minority Report.
What aboutism to like the maximum degree? Nice job bringing something out that most people watching this probably don't even know about.
This isn't exactly whataboutism. It's like reverse whataboutism.
simplicity.
Like,
This scene just
it
has
was
way
good
too much
then
stuff going
because
on.
of this.
It has way too much stuff.
Bad.
Oh, look at that, guys! The factory.
No, this is getting to Star Wars should be simple level of arguments now.
Hey guys, the factory machine scene has too much stuff going on in it. You know what the end of the movie Terminator, when they go into the factory and they press all the buttons. I really hate that because there's way too much fucking shit happening. I can't focus on Sarah Connor and Kyle because
Which Terminator? Because we all
the first Terminator. I can't focus
Good
because my immersion is getting broken by all the fucking machinery everywhere, making all the sound. Like I can't focus on that scene. There's way too much happening.
This
You
is me
should've-
personally. I think that the first Terminator is a master, considering it was made for $1.8 million.
I'm making a joke, dude.
Oh,
I'm on. That
I
scene
guess
should
my
have been
American
Minority.
sense of humor got him away.
Fucking Americans. Let's move on.
And it basically just looks like two people dodging
What
a
do
bunch of
what do
CGI
Europeans
elements.
think of like us Americans?
You didn't pay attention, nor did you take it seriously.
What?
But they
That's
sit
pretty feature.
they sit on a conveyor belt dodging CGI. Dodging CGI. Okay, hold on one second. Let me replay the thing.
Basically just looks like two people dodging a bunch of CGI elements.
Yeah, and those CGI elements were real, by the way. There was actual stuff they're dodging, which makes them semi-practical. Which should please your retarded point of view, right? Oh, wait, no, it doesn't, because you're an asshole. I mean, what the fuck is this shit? Like, do you expect a fucking massive factory to be practical? Fuck do you want, man? Fuck off.
If you want to see a good conveyor belt scene,
God, check out Minority Report. It's so great. It's so... Skip.
our friends. Connections? Now we find
I skipped the whole him and his friend Steven Spielberg. That was just idiotic.
we get the scene in which Padme confesses her love to Anakin by saying, "I truly, deeply love you."
Uh-huh. That's just confirmation, bro. I mean, what do you... I mean, this is the type of shit that they constantly do in those love story movie things that you think are so much better than this. It's all they ever do in those. What do you want, man? Fucking hell.
Because that's what people say to people who they're in love with. And of course,
Yes, they probably do when nobody's looking. I mean, how do you know? Seriously, how do you know if? I mean, people who are blindly in love with each other say corny shit all the time. It's like the main thing that goes on. Then I'm losing my damn patience with this video. I just want it to end. You guys still here?
No, we're in Europe.
I'm in Europe.
Exactly. Look behind you.
I see nothing but a white.
I'm sorry. I've actually never done that, so.
I see nothing but my door and a whole bunch of white shit everywhere from my wall.
You mean the dead people you've killed, or?
No, of course not. Why the hell would I put them there? I put them in the giant metal box outside. What? I'm just seeing my videos. It's outside of the main house.
Actually, no. I actually never watched their videos. I'm sorry.
Here, I'll show you a picture of it later. Anyway, let's move on.
Rather than just killing them while they have them captured, they set up this
I don't even want to say anything. It's rather than just killing them, they set them in a place to kill them. Oh god damn it! Hey Deviant, are you there? Deviant, hello?
Johnny!
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 Alright, Michael,
I shall wait him for you.
Michael.
Yes.
Can you, I know you're not a part of the team, but can you respond to this?
Yeah, I'll do my best. What's the video link, or what's it called?
Wait, what? Why are you not here? Why are you in the call but not watching the video, you massive... Alright, well, screw you then. I'm gonna do this on my own.
I believe it. I'm here to give you moral support.
Alright, so... Putting people in a place to be killed that would count as just killing them, like you just said. You utter buffoon.
Gladiator-like battlefield in which they are forced to fight against various creatures.
They're not forced to fight. They're chained down to the pipes. They are put down there to be killed. All right. They are put down there to be killed, and that culture, that fucking culture, when they have somebody in their territory who shouldn't be there or is like hostile to them, when they have them killed gladiator style. The fuck's wrong with that? Are you gonna criticize history for doing things like this? Why are you here? Who the fuck are you? You little... Oh, hello. Why the fuck are you... What are you doing here? You're just throwing off my stream right now.
Oh, me? Oh gosh.
Yes, you are. You look like a balloon head.
Or whatever.
You look like a balloon head. All right, let's.
Well, face reveal for real. I already face reveal all the time, but I'm.
So it's like a face deveal. All right, let's go.
Now, some of this scene works really well. I like how there's not a lot of music at first. There's some good humor there, but it's kind of stupid how the only injury in this scene is purposely just made to Padme to reveal her belly.
Don't think that was purposeful. I mean, obviously it's purposeful because, you know, but it's a very genuine. It's a very genuine injury she takes from that monster swiping her. Like, it's like, obviously it's done in a way like, okay, we all know that it's ultimately to make her look sexier, but it's not like it doesn't make sense
because she's supposed to be sexy in this one. So finally we get...
The fuck was that? That was you're a weirdo.
Some kind of something happening.
You're not in the call. Shut up.
I actually am. Yes.
Oh, you're what? Who are you? Are you user XGJEI?
What the heck? No. Who is this person? Oh gosh.
All right, hold on one second. I'm gonna see if I can invite you to this. Because if you're just gonna sit there like an idiot, then you might as well be useful to us.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
Right. Click on the link, you person.
Clicked.
All right, there you are. All right, so.
Yo.
I don't know what the fuck he's about to say, but let's see.
The end.
What's the time?
So finally, we get some kind of something happening. A whole bunch of Jedi just decide, you know what? Hey, we should probably contribute.
You have been doing nothing but complaining about them standing around in rooms and walking around and talking. Now when they finally do fight and go do what you wanted them to do and run around and be crazy, you're not excited. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Apparently not.
Yeah,
he
is
has to learn to be the greatest Jedi gladiator in all the world.
It's not as exciting. They're not running as much.
They're not running enough, you're right. Some of them get killed. It's kind of boring.
Because there's like 500 of us, and we should probably do something. I mean, finally. And Lucas...
Fuck off, Stuckmann. This is what you wanted this entire time. Go fuck yourself.
Continues his tradition of killing off Fett characters in very abrupt ways when Mace Windu cuts off Jango Fett's head. And he just had...
No, he activates his jetpack.
And that's some really good CGI. If that is CGI.
Oh, definitely. He activates Jango Fett activates his jetpack just before his head gets cut off. So it makes sense, and it's way better than Boba Fett's death.
To put 3PO's head on a robot body throughout this scene.
Yeah, it's funny. It's for kids. Film for 12-year-olds, fuckface.
You know, for comic relief. To be completely honest, my fondest memories of this scene don't even involve the movie. They involve the game Star Wars The Clone Wars, which I enjoyed playing. And when young Boba Fett picked...
What kind of fucking argument is that? Oh, what's better? The 30-minute sequence in the movie or the video game dedicated to it? And this scene is hilarious because he's saying, oh, why doesn't Boba Fett's head come out of the thing? Well, we see the shadow of his head flying out with his helmet landing. So there you go.
He really likes improperly timed.
I just have a question. Why is the kid not more shocked? Oh, well, no. Oh, yeah, why is the kid not more shocked?
He already saw him get killed earlier. He just walked up to it.
Like, still, like, his dad's head is in there, and he's, like, really...
No, it's not in there, you idiot. I just said that you saw... There's a shot where you see his head flying away. You see the shadow of his head flying out of the helmet. It's not in the helmet.
Oh. In that case...
I find it insane that people... to be fair, I only found out after I saw Rick Worley, but, believe me, it's not what you think it is.
I wouldn't have cared, you know.
Well, the thing is, you see the seam, and it flies. You see his helmet flying away, and you see this tiny little black dot.
They fly now.
Make this fucking video end, please.
Except Jango's head. I always just expected his head to just go plop, right out from the helmet. I mean, that's where his head is, right? He cut off his head. The head didn't roll out of the helmet. It's in...
We literally see it. We literally see it fly out. We literally see it fly out. We see the shadow of his head flying out of the helmet. Why didn't you catch that? Why was that so hard?
That's so hard to believe. Even if you didn't catch it, you should have. It's not.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
The helmet. Shouldn't it just kind of fall out and be like this horrific thing?
So a little nitpick right here. Why did it... I don't think the decapitation would have that much force to just send someone's head flying that much.
Well, that's not a... Look, his head flies away. I suppose it's kind of a good point. Well, well, the thing is, his head. No, I think I know why it happened that way. His head just sort of, like when he cut it off, it just sort of went with the swing of his his head collided with the saber and got launched away. Like whenever we see somebody beheaded in Star Wars, like often you see their head sort of fling away a little bit. Like that's just what happened to. That's what happened to. It's similar to when you cut someone's head off with a sword. Like it goes with the sword a little bit and then floops away. Like that's it makes sense. It's a little awkward. I agree with you, but it makes sense. It's definitely better than it just standing on top of that like a retarded way.
And just go plop. Oh, that's my dad's head. Oh, I'm gonna be evil and
What the fuck?
And avenge him.
That's literally what happens, though. Like, his head is pretty close to there, so he's grabbing the helmet, and he's... I mean, what the... Oh, fuck off.
I was watching this movie, slowly but surely, I began to think I was watching Who Framed Roger Rabbit. You know...
What the hell?
That's a totally different movie with a totally different plot, with a totally different time, totally different person.
Okay, but I finally found something Mr. Stuckmann would like to watch.
Excuse me.
I have no idea what's happening. This is just stupid. Let's move on.
Movie in which real people interact with cartoons. Because seeing Mace Windu in this blue screen environment just flailing his purple lightsaber everywhere and then talking to
Handling it like
I don't really care. It's literally the early 2000s. I don't really care. It's Star Wars.
This is 2001, dude.
at the early 2000s.
No, 3. Oh, was it 1? No!
No, it's 3.
Yes.
It's 2001.
Oh, it's 2003.
No, this is 2001.
Well, hang on. Phantom Menace was 1999. The second one I was pretty sure was 2003, and then Return of the Sith we all know is 2005.
It's either 2002 or 2001. Like
But-
I was only
Holy
I was only 2 years old. This looks fucking amazing. The lighting makes them look good. Like I don't.
You're right.
They,
2002 May.
they look real. All right. These motherfuckers look real. I never noticed it. I never noticed it the first time, second time, third time, and you know what? I still don't notice it today.
It's in 2002, actually.
Because even though I know this CGI, my eyes still don't think, oh, that looks fake. Whoa!
It's nice because you're not getting the weird uncanny valley thing with because
Okay, look at that.
clones.
Look at that stormtrooper. Look at that stormtrooper to the left.
Yeah,
Look at that stormtrooper to the left, all the way to the left.
yeah, I see him, the white one.
Does he look like he's not a real person?
I mean, I know he's CGI, but you know it's very well done, and I think it actually kind of
Like-
fits that older, nicer Clone Age era. It fits the genre, if that makes
What's-
any sense.
Like it's
We were both wrong, and it's 2002.
like the lighting. I was born in 2000. You can see the lighting on his helmet. You can see a little bit of the roughness of the terrain on his armor.
Yeah, they did a lot. They did good work here.
Like I do not consider there's millions of dudes behind him too. That also fucking hell, I hate this.
floating CGI Yoda and looking at creatures that don't.
It looks so goddamn good. It looks so damn good. They look. I mean, just look at the straps that's keeping their armor together. Look at that. Like this looks so good. And the reason why it does is because they can custom make them to be standing and acting in any way they want.
Probably got like a few models. Then just like base it all off of that.
Oh yeah, they did create a few real life models that they based the suits on. Like this. If you think this looks fake, your eyes are just bullshitting you. Like you're just from a generation or whatever that just simply can't see it. I'm sorry.
We know. I believe that anybody who's been in the movie industry know it's CGI and we know it's fake, but it's well done, and the atmosphere blends. It's a very good scene and a very very good CGI.
The level of detail and HD
I
on
mean,
these
look at his
guys.
left shoulder pad. It's all scuffed up. Look at the guy next to him. You know, his armor is a little less shiny than this guy. I mean, they put a lot of work into this.
To discount that all is actually really insulting
to the movie industry and to any CGI artist anywhere. Like, all your work just made in a computer. Fuck off.
Not quite.
like Mahler said, it literally just printed the hit movie button.
Yep. Fuck off, Stuckmann. You're a complete. You're not a movie critic. You're just opinion stealing, worthless, soulless shitbag. Fucking hell.
I'm just like, is this really just a cartoon with some real?
Oh yeah. That's why they're soldiers, right?
I am barely standing this man anymore. He is just going to make me blow up.
The cartoon. I like my cartoon where robots and people fight each other in big battles with explosions and shit.
Fuck off.
People in there every once in a while. And next we get what is hands down the worst lightsaber fight in the entire saga. Even
What, are you serious? That was straight up like a James Jonah Jameson laugh I did there. Oh my god. What the fuck?
there wasn't anything of real internal emotional conflict going.
Oh yeah, because that's what makes his lightsaber fight good.
The lightsaber fight should have been like that in.
I would love to see Obi-Wan. I would love to see. I would love to see. To see Yoda and. I would love to see Yoda and Count Dooku just sort of like clash sabers and be like, "Remember when we were young and you had just trained me how to move rocks, and you told me not to move too many rocks because too many rocks is too much desire for the dark side. Well, I've moved too many rocks." See now I'm using
Africa, I think you've slowly lost your mind. No offense. I'm just, I think you've lost it.
Yeah, I have to.
What time is it there in Europa Supremius?
It's obscured by the record button. I think it says 1:41 a.m. Let's move on.
In the Phantom Menace fight, it was at least really cool to look at.
Okay, fuck off. You'll feel the emotional investment if you pay attention to the fucking movie, which you did not do. So fuck off.
Good choreography and Darth Maul. This one has.
Darth Maul looks cool. Therefore, it's a cool fight because they run around a lot and spin and do.
I think I understand why Mr. Stuckmann doesn't like the fight.
Yeah, because it's why is it then?
It's because of Count Dooku's macaroni saber.
I would argue that the episode 2 fight is probably one of the most intense ones in the series because it's so short. They're fighting someone who is far tougher than they are, and the music is literally just like it just I can't even replicate it. It's just like it's just some ongoing like combat music, like the way he easily dispatches Obi-Wan and easily dispatches Anakin. It's so it's so horrible to watch him just get defeated so easily. Like the face he makes, like it. There's so much to the fight, and he just doesn't give it any credit because he's an asshole.
Shots of them just twirling lightsabers above their heads, close-ups, and this strange attempt at some kind of art film moment.
Yeah, well, I would say he more than succeeds with it because I feel the fucking danger with that at every single fucking shot. Also, it's nice. It's a really nice visual moment there.
I think he believes that student film directors are the best directors.
Yep.
No. This very new sort of pretentious style is what he likes, but he doesn't realize that can be bad most of the time.
Oh, definitely. But if he paid any attention, he would realize. I mean, if what tells you that this is a malicious review is that he doesn't. Because I can guarantee you, the next thing he says isn't going to be, well, George, I understand that you want to have a little visual moment because you're a visual artist, but it kind of gets in the way of the scene. No. What he's going to say next is...
And of course, the obvious Count Dooku stunt double. Now,
see, that's what I mean.
Count Dooku.
The obvious stunt double I never noticed. Don't know what it looks like and have no idea who he is. The obvious stunt double I never knew about until very recently.
Things like that had a stunt double because Christopher Lee was too fast for them.
I mean, he was a British commando in World War II, so.
Well, interestingly enough, Christopher Lee, despite being 81 years old, he said that he could, in his own words, I can fight with a blade pretty well. I just don't make me run around too much, and we should be good. Which is why
that makes sense, considering he was a Secret Service agent for the UK.
It's actually fascinating because the way they switch from his stunt double to him.
The only knight in England, theoretically, like his full name is like Sir Christopher.
Yeah, Sir Christopher Lee. Yeah, he was a great man. God rest his soul. Oh, thank God, Airborne is still here. Oh my God,
he's back.
Hi there.
Oh, I'm dying.
What's he talking about now?
Chris Stuckmann is too retarded, and Michael is like breaking down in a mental breakdown.
I've always
give me a quick recap.
Michael's having a mental breakdown.
Lupus, give him the.
So basically, Chris Stuckmann ate Taco Bell then dropped his pants on the.
What the fuck, Deviant? Why are you so useless?
His name is Johnny.
So we're at the fight with Dooku now, and he said that the stun double was obvious because he's mentally insane and handicapped. All right.
Shows up. Let's talk about that. He takes his lightsaber, he starts jumping around and flipping and everything, and it's nuts. And people loved it for some reason.
Because it's very cool. You want to know why we like it? Because it's like the Phantom Menace fight that's really awesome.
It's nowhere near Phantom Menace.
It's the same idea. It's awesome. We see
same energy.
We see a man fighting a small creature that's jumping around crazy. Like it's the music is awesome. The way they fight looks really cool, and the way how quickly Yoda overpowers Count Dooku and makes him just go like, I'm gonna run away. Like that's all really good. Like
no, they're all stupid.
All right,
he's found a secret.
All right, now let's hear him be retarded.
People really like that scene. I don't know why. It's one of the dumbest moments in the entire saga.
I would say the dumbest moment in the saga is probably.
We literally have 2 minutes left. Can we just watch the rest of it? conclude with an hour-long conclusion?
No, that's not how things work.
Johnny.
No, I think the dumbest moment in Star Wars is when Rey just shot out a bunch of lightning.
But like with I think within the confines of the George Lucas movies, dumbest moment. Padme dying with like no explanation.
I mean, lost the will to live, so.
I think that's a bit silly.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Really? People just die because of...
Yeah, that's the thing.
Are you sure?
It has happened in my family. My great grandfather died. My great grandma was so sad she died in like 2 or 3 months after him.
That is really sad. I'm sorry for your
That's
loss.
awful. Yeah.
They died before I was born, so never got to but it's totally possible. Like someone, like I don't think it's necessarily possible that someone can die like that as fast as she does, but it's not like dying from sadness and
but like doesn't like the novelization say something about Palpatine using Padme to save Darth Vader's life?
That's very.
I'm going to ignore that because I feel like that just fucks up the story entirely. But yeah, like don't worry, guys. I was born after it, so I can't. I never got to be sad about it. Although obviously I never got to meet them. So, but yeah, let's move on.
What does Yoda say in The Empire Strikes Back? He says the Force is not about muscle. It's food matter here. No, it's not about that. Remember that? It's not about your lightsaber. It's not about flailing around. It's not about doing fucking barrel rolls and...
To be fair, Luke Skywalker was flipping around both during the training, and he did a crazy jump during the Empire Strikes Back fight. So you know.
This is such a dumbass point. He's defending Obi-Wan and Anakin. He's protecting them from getting killed. Dooku was about to kill both of them.
Yoda's a passive.
What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Would you not protect people who are about to get killed? Do you think that because the Bible says "Thou shalt not kill," that means I'm supposed to literally do nothing when my life and other people's lives are in danger?
The Bible's not real in Star Wars.
Yeah, that is a good point, but there's a little side text in the Bible that says we can defend. But of course, you know, there's no Bible, like the Air Force said.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, do you think that people who believe in non-violent pacts are just by definition then not going to ever fight back against anything that happens to them?
Yeah.
Like it's God damn it, man.
I mean, I personally think that people there are two types of people. I'm making this very broad here, but basically, there are the people who basically don't want violence at all, not even if it saves more lives.
Whackers.
Stupid. There are people who are fine with violence because they understand. Actually, 3 now. There are people who are fine with violence, maybe a little less than they should be, because it's just part of our nature. And then the third type is people who don't like violence, but they're willing to do it if they need to protect their friends and family, etc., which is the best.
Yes, that would be me. Although I would say there's also a subcategory of the silent man, the guy who seems like he can let anything happen to him until he finally snaps, and then everybody around him is fucked. But yeah, let's yeah. I get what you mean. Very well said. Now let's move on with this shit.
Do a barrel roll! Do a barrel roll!
That's just him jumping around to keep up with the pace, so fuck yourself, Stuckmann.
It's really funny.
Use the boost to chase! Use the boost to get through! You're becoming a better pilot.
So Anakin and Padme get married. The
You're such
is he gonna skip like all of this setup for like the Clone Wars?
Chris Stuckmann. What did you expect?
What do you think he's gonna? Do you think he's gonna pay attention to seeing where people talk? Oh, such a terrible reviewer. Oh my god.
Like I said,
I don't want to get to the end.
Yeesh. To be completely,
We need to watch this Dragon Ball Z
Go
thing.
fuck you, fuck you with your yeesh shit. Your yeesh. That's your existence.
nah, man.
You're a yeesh. Why do you exist? Why do you exist? Why are you a thing? Seriously.
Replica. You're a yeesh. Replica 2020.
Why do people like you have to exist?
Um,
Why can't there be
they're detractors of the false
like-
critics.
I'm not gonna refer to myself on this one. So Airborne. Why are there not more people like Airborne that have brains? Like why?
Are there more people like Graham?
Why does this? Why do we have to have? Because like the thing with Stuckmann here is that I know that he's probably a nice person, and you know, like it's not like he doesn't deserve to exist or anything, but it's like when it comes
Why
to
does he
stuff
have
like
to be so dumb?
why does he have to be nothing? Like why can't like this review gives me jack fucking shit to work. This gives me nothing. Like say like for instance, if I imagine
This is like honestly like this is like a Mahler video, you know. It was in chronological order, but in instead of breaking down everything that's important, in Mahler's case, everything, he just goes over the stuff he doesn't like and then occasionally says, "Oh yeah, this was cool."
imagine that you're like a 11-year-old boy and you're trying to study about movies because you want to make some your own one day, and you just see a review like this and it like permanently just ruins your perspective on how to make a good movie, and all your movies in the future then become just mindless, retarded action that doesn't earn anything that happens in it, and you just wonder like, what did I do wrong? And it's people like Stuckmann that make that into a reality. Their reviews are just such soulless, just intellectually vapid, just nothings. Like he could delete this and there would be no change in the world. I mean, actually, he should delete it. Like it's just these videos are garbage. It's so garbage. Like at least confused retard. At least confused retard is somewhat funny in how fucking stupid he is. Like Stuckmann is just so soulless. He's just got nothing. Like this might as well be like it's like, as much as I hate quoting Rags said this video might as well be some guy who just watched episode 2 for the first time coming to sit next to him, like a random dude, and talking to him for 21 minutes about it. Like that's this video has zero actual value. Just off the cuff, first reaction, first bullshit. It took him a month to make this, guys. It took him a fucking month to make this.
It took him a month.
It took him a
10 minutes, and I can pursue something that's higher in quality than literally anything that he has made in his entire.
We can sit down and talk about the good things of this film for like 1 hour and make a video that's infinitely better. And that's not just because we have better taste.
Wait, 1 hour? Those are rookie numbers.
I know, but
somehow, somewhere, we all got educated very well in the status, in the mindset of logical thinking, and logically, we can deduce that the prequels are
good movies.
Yes, exactly.
You know, I feel like where this all started.
To be fair, I used to think the prequels were just like okay. I wasn't always the intellectual you see before you today.
I always thought that the OT was perfect. The prequels were amazing, And after I saw the Plinkett reviews, I thought the prequels were really, really damn good. Like I thought they were great, like a 7 or 8 out of 10, like around that number. Like I never thought they were bad movies because I thought that was like an insane leap of logic to actually say that they are bad films. But yeah, I feel like all this shit just started in high school, or I mean, school in general. Like people like Stuckmann had professors tell them, "Okay, well today we're gonna think critically," and he like believed it, and so and that has like permanently given him like a sense of superiority over like other people, and he's really not thinking critically at all. In fact, he's thinking very in the box. He's thinking very in the Plinkett box. He has.
I wonder if there was like ever like a film literature class where like they go over like the logic of a scene. And they use the prequels as like an example of a bad scene.
Like it's.
And then I kind of wish like I was in that class just
Like if you look at his short film, it's just so
let's
much.
Look at that, you know.
It's just so much emotional bullshit. No, I don't have the mental power to do that right now.
No,
but like
I mean, they might as well be robots given a script.
But like like the character. The most important part of the badness of that video is his character, the actor. He keeps switching emotions all the time because he doesn't have any consistent emotions because Stuckmann on one hand wants him to be, like a crazy film, idiotic filmmaker that makes terrible movies, and on the other hand, he wants him to be, a man ridden with fail.
What the actual hell?
Ignore it. I don't fucking care.
Did you make up quotes?
It's a Christmas.
From
It's a Chris
Well, I wanted
Stuckmann
to get a jump on
film.
framing the narrative.
Deviant cut that out somehow. But it's. Oh my god, I got thrown off completely. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. And on the other hand, he's a failure-ridden man that's depressed about how nothing ever goes right for him. Like he just switches personality like every 2 seconds, and it's impossible to follow. But that's because Stuckmann doesn't want us to get bored. But he doesn't understand that we're not going to get bored as long as the story makes sense, that it's put down in a convincing and well thought out way.
Wait, there isn't enough scenes of them running.
The way he criticizes the political scenes really just shows how clueless he is. They're just sitting around.
They're just sitting around.
Again, with the insight, people say you should put. It's a quote from them. People say you should put emotion before logic, but people don't understand that a lot of people derive their emotion from immersion.
Also, a lot of emotions come from logic.
Exactly. That's what I mean by immersion.
I have very
not
good
having
reasons.
to use an immense suspension of disbelief just to stay emotionally satisfied is what makes logical movies so emotionally satisfying.
Also, it's not in the male spirit to think emotionally, for crying out loud. Seriously, you men out there, we're not emotional, alright? And even women shouldn't be all emotional all the time.
They're not. Well, most of them are not.
Wait, does Replica have a woman friend? Okay, never mind.
Is G the Bold?
The Bold. Instagram.
That guy you had a date with.
The one.
We should be very factual.
Guess who's here? It's Mr. Graham.
We should be factual in how we think, not fucking emotionally. And you, G the Bold, don't you fucking dare throw off this podcast.
Don't care about your feelings.
And I should have said that. Why did I say that at the beginning?
You're literally
okay.
like replica Mike.
I mean, that's right to women.
I mean, I'm just saying. I don't remember talking with you.
It's
Ben
demonetized and rated
and
restricted because I said that.
Nom definitely did.
Well, first off, I don't care about the monetization. Third off, I don't care about you. And fourth off, I have a shotgun. Now, let's move on.
Don't come. Actually, we're in.
Okay, move on.
Moving.
Attack of the Clones is actually my least favorite film in the entire saga.
Yeah, no shit. It's because you didn't think about a single thing that happened in it.
Not his.
Did he give his rating yet?
Least favorite.
Oh, he's gonna.
Least favorite film. You know, The Rise of Skywalker still.
He's going to give it a hilarious score, by the way. Like it. But yeah, you didn't think about this film. You don't care to. You weren't paying attention. You thought the scene where Mace Windu was running to the clones, it looks like a cartoon. You
had running. There's no problems.
Oh yeah, you should have. But we already established in the gladiator scene they weren't running enough. They were running, but they weren't running enough because they stopped to fight the droids. Like we should have seen them.
No.
We should have seen them like running forever and cut through everything.
That 10-hour video of Earl running. That's how much running he was.
They should have like what they should have done. They should have like ran their sabers through the stadium, and then they should have all grabbed the stadium with the Force, and just take it and Count Dooku and all those guys and just throw it away. I just.
We'll take the stadium and push it somewhere else.
I love you, Gina Bold. You're amazing. That's not how the Force works, indeed.
I thought we already established that
Gramathan. If you
there was a feminist
You don't
god
understand. The Force
who
doesn't
changed
have
how the Force
rules.
worked.
Yeah, I know, but we're talking in.
What do you mean the Force doesn't have rules? It's a magic system. It has to have rules.
It's whatever it wants because if we've already seen all the Force powers,
this is
boring.
I'm literally face palming right now. I am physically face palming.
Gina Bold. This is Star Wars before the Femel God took over, and this is while it was still the Lucas God.
Yeah, there were still rules.
Yeah.
But it's okay to break those rules because if we've already seen what the Force can do, that will be boring.
No, it wouldn't.
It's not
The
creative.
most boringest one.
Voice powers again.
Graham.
No, if you keep creating new stuff, that's just lazy writing.
No, it's not because the Force doesn't have rules.
Graham.
Yes.
Michael.
Yeah,
You see what I have to deal with every day, Replica? I have such a hard life.
What the fuck is happening? Why are people ruining my stream?
Graham, if we all just shut up, we can get through this without anybody dying.
I'm 90% sure people are gonna die anyway, Michael.
I don't really care. I just want to get through this so I can do my Minecraft manhunt, okay?
My fucking.
You must be one of those people who's.
My fucking passion for human life is gonna die if this continues on.
I mean, I never had any, so we're just gonna roll with that.
Oh, don't worry. I'll kill you first.
Graham,
all right.
just let Replica do his thing. I mean, I kind of agree with everybody, but I mean...
Move on!
It doesn't have as much Jar Jar, and yes...
Oh, fucking Christ, what amazing fucking... That is such a high bar for a good movie. Oh, goddamn.
I said I had no Jar Jar. That makes it good.
Yes. And did you know that? And did you know that?
Exorcist had no Jar Jar.
Did you know that? Did you know that Revenge of the Sith didn't have Aragorn from Lord of the Rings? So
yeah, that put it at a 0 for me.
Graham is a very big Lord of the Rings
fan. Doesn't have Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. That's an automatic 0 stars from me. I don't rate the movie, so I can give it 0 stars.
And don't you hate how the Heavy never shows up in The Incredibles to make a cameo? even though that came out later.
Yes.
Why wasn't Rey in Revenge of the Sith? That would have made the movie better.
Yeah.
Because she somehow force chokes Darth Maul even though he's had actual training.
She would totally do that. That would be in a Phantom Menace if he was Rey was alive at the time.
Like, it wouldn't kill him.
See, it would
but
be
it
Padme because she was the strong female character in that. Even though
Literally
she doesn't have
only
the
one.
Force.
There's
She's
literally
an
only one way
actual
to
strong female
explain these
character.
powers, and that's just saying she's the Force.
Like, it wouldn't kill him, but it would just
Yeah, no. I would say she didn't have enough character to be a lead character.
She's not a strong
she did
female
have
character.
merit.
She's a strong female plank.
It's Rey. Captain Marvel. Gosh.
She's a strong female plank.
I was not aware that fibrous materials have genders. I identify as a plank.
Like, it's just some like log that keeps this bridge from falling, and you stand on it, and it just never breaks no matter what.
Yeah.
And it just
I identify as a plank.
Jesus Christ.
That's great, because I identify as nothing, because guess what? I'm not a freak like you, Graham.
You are nothing.
But
the planks of characters make up the bridge that is the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, but they are.
There is no bridge
Definitely.
that makes up the sequel trilogy. The point is, it's a
Well,
bridge that train wreck is taking place on.
G. It's a bridge that leads to nothing. You fall off at the end.
Yeah.
It's like when SpongeBob builds a house, and he like puts the logs in place and they fall down. Like it's on Patrick. Like it's.
No.
Wait, I have a picture. I have a picture that essentially represents the sequel trilogy.
What is the timestamp? We're at 1945. Can we just like finish this already?
Bro, do you know how podcasts work?
Yes, I know, and by making a 7-hour one.
Okay, here, I'm just gonna give you a picture that is essentially
Someone there talking.
Michael.
I'm giving you a picture that represents the sequel. No, refuse. I refuse.
Shut up, boy.
Never.
So anyway, so Star Wars is like
Michael.
This is the sequel trilogy in a nutshell.
Thank you for doing the Oklahomian accent.
Michael, you're breaking the troops' morale, you little shit. I'm about to shut your fucking mouth.
No.
I'm gonna finish this video the proper way and see the bold. You're gonna shut your fucking mouth. And you're gonna talk when I want you to talk. Also, that's a nice picture of my last house.
Sequel trilogy.
Now, it's a sequel. Wait, is this real? How the fuck?
Yeah, that's the Hindenburg.
How do you get
in Germany? How do you not know these things?
How the fuck?
He's not from Germany.
How the fuck do you have a Zeppelin burned that bad?
It's because he's a Nazi. They were filled
with explosive gas because
it's filled with hydrogen because basically the Germans in World War I they couldn't get helium from the
this
US.
This was before World War I or after. This wasn't during World War I. This was a passenger Zeppelin.
Graham,
I know.
World War I.
Hey, look,
it had no hydrogen.
Look, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because the guy in it is very dead and has been dead for like 100 years.
The 160 people who
exactly like the directors of the sequel trilogy.
Oh yeah, they're dead
because they're soulless monsters.
Let's move on.
Boyd is Anakin, but it's replaced with another person who's horrible as Anakin as well, and at least
I don't want to.
It's replaced with another person who's horrible as Anakin, and without having
proven he's horrible as Anakin.
He's not perfect Anakin, but he's way better than
You haven't proven it, so
where are there 600 frames?
Fucking retard.
Menace didn't have any of that awkward, cringe-worthy, romantic dialogue.
Maybe if you took a second to understand it, it wouldn't appear to be so cringy, you fucking retard. Worthless sack of shit.
Pumps are you speaking to?
And it at least had Darth Maul as well.
Yeah,
you only like him because of his design.
You really like Darth Maul because he looks cool, and that's fucking it. You worthless piece of shit. That's all Star Wars is to you. Just a fucking spectacle.
I mean, I think it's pretty clear that that's all it is to him because literally the only.
I'm just gonna say that Darth Maul is vastly superior because there's actually a character.
I love the shit out of the fights in the OT and the prequels. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. The heart and soul of Star Wars is in the conversations that they have and in the things that they fucking do. Luke saving Anakin from evil, saving his father from the darkness. That is the heart of Star Wars. It's not this fucking shit. You worthless, terrible piece.
Okay, I can't see what you're looking at, but I agree wholeheartedly.
Just click on the watch to get it.
It's just Stuckman's stupid face.
Yeah.
Okay, where's the link?
There, take it, mother flupper.
It's up there in the chat somewhere.
Oh, there we go.
There it
is. Attempting to be family friendly.
Yeah, I agree.
There
I think that's why the sequels are kind of trash because they only care about like these dramatic moments that will, that'll make the audience go, "Oh my god!"
What the hell are these other videos?
Whether it be through the
hell is
action
this?
or like through some sort of reveal.
Yeah, ignore
them. Ignore them. They're just popular dog shit. You're looking at YouTube's recommended on it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just ignore it.
That's highly horrifying.
It's just some stupid, retarded bullshit with ugly people and people who think they're famous but not.
Do you see the bottom right?
No, I don't care. That's just a black guy.
No, not the bottom right.
That's just a black.
On mine, it's
That's just a black guy. Ignore him. All right.
On mine, it's an interesting video title.
What is it?
This is like how Nazism is, right?
Our fertility journal.
Yes, I see that.
Episode 7. Why is that there?
I'm just going to ignore you and move on.
Doesn't even all the lightsaber fight doesn't even work. Nothing about Attack of the Clones works. Because
if you, from your perspective, when you don't pay attention and don't think about any of it.
From my perspective, the lightsaber fight works.
Awesome, cool story.
It didn't make me feel empty.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It felt tense as fuck. But anyway, if you paid attention and weren't retarded, then it would have worked for you. Like, to say nothing works in this film is to say that nothing works in a Transformers movie, nothing works in Lord of the Rings, nothing works in anything. It's just you're just bullshitting.
Even the last Jedi had
compared as a skeptic for this, I'm just gonna say that it's not that nothing worked, it's that the execution of the movie could have been better. It had a lot of potential, and I think it fulfilled enough to be entertaining. My main thing is it could have been so much better. As I've said before. That's the main problem I have with the film.
Honestly, I think if like there was like one in an extended cut and do like some reworks, it could be the best Star Wars movie.
Some stuff could have been better. Wow, what a fucking condemnation of a movie.
I mean, that's kind of true with every movie, but I mean, considering Lord
of the Rings. That movie is
every
perfect.
Movie has good stuff and bad stuff.
Actually, no, I disagree. Lord of the Rings was pretty horrible except for a couple of scenes. And I'll just say why, Graham. It's because they went different from the books.
How do you ban someone?
Because my dad agrees with you, and he will literally notch you every single time.
Michael,
I was joking. I enjoyed it because I look at it as a separate form from the books.
Michael,
yeah, my dad looks at it just a disgrace of the book.
Michael, can you buy me a house?
You haven't even read the books.
Michael, can you hire me a house to live next to you, and then can you like try and rob me so I can shoot you? And
we are in America, so yes, you could do that.
No, because I'm in the only place in America where that is literally
American Bed Wars.
I mean, American Bed Wars with guns.
Version.
Yeah, like I don't care how good you are with guns. You're not winning with me in that situation.
Wait, what
Like,
did I say?
Rage will take over.
Like I would use my bed as a shield, and I would hit you, and I would hit you again, and I would hit you
Realize
again.
that rifle bullets go through walls, right?
Yeah, but they don't go through manliness.
His rage will transform. His rage will transcend physics.
I just have a question. What was it that I said?
Lord of the Rings is really horrible. Like, the funny.
You have to look at it separately from the books, Michael, because it can't be identical to the books because they have 3 hours.
Like, Michael, what I love is that I was going to say a far more nuanced version of what you said. I was going to say to Gina Bold, well, Lord of the Rings has a few characters and stuff like that they're missing and are maybe not portrayed as well as the books would have wanted them to be. Like, it's not perfect, but it.
Yeah, that's why I coughed and said Faramir directly after.
He's alright. It's more his father that was the problem.
Here's my thing.
Okay, they completely changed Faramir's character. He was supposed to be a contrast to Boromir. They made him discount Boromir.
No, what the fuck?
Just finish it. We're off topic, and I want.
Boromir in the Two Towers was not Faramir. He was discount Boromir.
Well, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck because his father.
Then get out.
His father is even worse. All right, his father was.
I would say Faramir was worse than Denethor, but Denethor suffered very much under.
It was well executed in the film, so it doesn't fucking matter. Both of you, shut up. Move on. Go.
That being said, you can still watch it as a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, fuck off.
What does that mean?
You can still watch it as a Star Wars movie. It is a Star Wars movie.
It is a fucking Star Wars movie made by George Lucas and motherfucking self, you retard.
You could still watch it as a Star Wars movie, but like as a regular movie, it's bad. What does that even mean? Are Star Wars movies like trash?
Yeah, that's what people. I've seen people on the internet saying that it's the most low, worthless level tripe, and it's only entertaining for the memes. Fuck them, those 45-year-old basement-dwelling, Star Trek-loving, shitbag, useless fucking faggots.
The original Star Trek series was pretty good.
Like all those people who say that have their version of this.
I don't get this stigma behind Star Wars being like lower than standard movies. Cosmonaut said it.
Really quick.
I Ate Everything said it. Like, what is the idea behind Star Wars and how it can't be like as good as regular movies?
I'm gonna say
Empire Strikes Back won the People's Choice
Shakespearean
Award
in
in
space with
1981.
laser swords. That's what the story is. If you take the story separately and take out the fact that it's Star Wars, it sounds like a Shakespeare play.
Star Wars is leaps and bounds above 90, 6, 5, something like that percent of everything else. There is nothing that comes close, not even the great classics of old. It is the fucking greatest story ever fucking told as a whole.
Except for the new trilogy.
Yeah, obviously.
That's not
because the new trilogy is the best story ever told.
I disagree with you.
Get out!
Rocky films are the best.
I'm just gonna say I disagree with you on how good it is, but it is one of the best.
G. I said as a whole, all the 6 movies combined, the best story ever.
One of the best stories, I would say.
Like Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Like Lord of the Rings is better as a whole, but if you take all the 6 movies together and put them all in like one thing, that it's the most greatest story we have ever heard.
If you were to add up all of the positives and negatives within the 6 movies, it would be a higher count than Lord of the Rings just because of how much more there is.
Because of the amount of content, yes.
Yeah.
I would say
now
not
if you were to
content,
create an average of like content to
high,
good content ratio,
it's not the greatest, but it's up there.
I love Lord of the Rings, by the way. It's the best thing ever.
I've only ever watched the first movie. I'm sorry.
I will kill you. I will cut off your eyes.
I'm just gonna ask you this really quick.
I'll get to them one day.
Two Towers is the worst of the 3 movies.
All right, then I'll not cut off your eyes because you need them to watch them. So instead, I'll put you on a wall and have my men beat you for like 5 hours. That should be good.
If you've seen The Princess Bride, you know the thing to the pain. We're gonna do that, except we're also gonna leave your eyes so you can watch the movie.
Guys. We need to sum this up. First, Lord of the Rings. I wish it was about more. I wish it was
Shut up. I will have this fucking video done before I kill myself. I will have it done.
That's nice.
Immediately after you are going to kill yourself. Okay, let's continue.
Yeah, I will attempt to kill myself, but my helmet will block it like it always does.
I'm gonna give it the same grade that I gave Phantom Menace, even though I like it less. Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, gets a C-.
Oh, you suck.
Okay, the fact that he's using letter grades is absolute madness.
I know, it's hilariously pretentious.
The reason it gets a C- though is it turned in its essay a day late.
I can relate.
Also, I want to give a huge thank you
what
to
is that
Piotr
face?
Michael for
Is a demon in human form.
I mean, I'm not sure.
Alright, we're done. We're done here.
Okay, that face is quite terrifying, I'm just gonna say.
Impressions. I guarantee it.
Okay, that was one of the more creepy things I've ever heard.
Over here, I've sort of been
stuck. Russian.
So, guys.
He
like Stuckmannizing. You know what
I hope you enjoyed my review of Episode 2. I'm gonna.
No!
We did not enjoy it. We hated it.
I think you're probably one of the worst critics ever.
There are a lot of bad critics.
Well,
I hope your channel.
One of the worst.
I hope your channel dies in fire.
On the same level as movie.
What's that username? Chris Stuckmann. I've never even heard of this person.
Is a
wow. Why do people hate? Why do people like this review?
Can we just?
Because they're retarded and they don't.
What content is there to consume that is worthwhile?
All right. Well, I promise that we're gonna do this.
And if you miss,
you're all going to shut the fuck up and get out of my hair. If I
in your hair.
Well, I have too much hair, so obviously you're in it.
Oh, I'm probably in it then.
All right, so all right, everybody, shut up. I know this is pretty much like at this point I'm pretty much like charging through a hallway and knocking you all down. But we gotta do this. Christ, retard, man. Christ, no, not Chris Stussy. What the fuck?
Chris Stuckmann.
Yeah. Stuckmann. All right, DBZ.
Who is this man? I'm
going review of Phantom Menace.
All right,
that's on my channel right now. Guys, thank you so much as always for watching.
Don't click on the. Okay, shut. Okay, I'm going to watch his Dragon Ball Z video now.
Okay, this is where Diego are getting off.
No, wait. We're going to watch it to see if he has a brain. We're just gonna.
No, I'm not doing a 7-hour thing. I'm sorry, guys.
We're not covering the video.
He's using big words to seem smart, but they just make his title confusing.
Listen, guys, we're not gonna cover the video. We're just gonna let it play. We're just gonna let it play, and I'm just gonna see if he has a brain. All right? Because
I've never seen Dragon Ball Z, so I'm not helpful.
Listen, here's the thing. Anomaly said that he was good on Dragon Ball Z, and that's what got him into his channel. I want to see if Anomaly has legitimate reasons for it or not. So you guys all just be quiet. I am the only massive Dragon Ball Z fan here, and if he fucks up 3 times, I quit the video and we'll just laugh at him really hard. All right, let's do this.
On him.
You are a massive Dragon Ball Z
This is a
fan.
long time coming. I've been a Dragon Ball Z fan for a very long time. As you guys know, I love anime, and it was one of the first animes that ever inspired me to watch other anime and look at entertainment in a different way. If you guys saw my Toonami Retro Rewind video, you know how I discovered the show. I'm not going to recycle that here. Let's just talk about the show, and this is going to have some spoilers for Dragon Ball Z. If you've never seen this show before or know nothing about it, and you would like to see it one day, I am going to talk about plot points in detail. If you don't care, or if you've seen it, let's enjoy this. So Dragon Ball Z is obviously very popular. A lot of people in America view it as that late 90s, early 2000s show that people really enjoyed, but it was actually started in the 80s in Japan when Akira Toriyama wrote a brilliant manga series that was eventually transferred over into anime form, and we actually didn't get it here in America until much later. But for whatever reason, despite the fact
He does so much more research in this. This is like everything I've heard up until now is just correct, and fucking. He's just not. I just don't think he was a Star Wars fan.
It's impossible.
This is like a Shapiro's case. Like we know now we know that he's actually.
Well, I'm not for sure yet. I need to see at least like 5 minutes.
By the time we started watching this show, it was already over a decade old. It still holds up incredibly well. And Dragon Ball Z is often parodied for a few specific things, namely a lot of powering up.
Okay, that's one.
I don't want to see his forehead big.
Forever, basically. Never ending, all the time.
Okay, I see why. Okay, I see. Okay, I see. Okay, okay.
Just one moment, really quick. I am currently actually looking at his Rise of Skywalker, and he's already failed because he said he has mixed feelings.
Oh my god, I love this. Okay, listen to me, guys. You don't know about the show, but let me explain. Whenever somebody powers up.
Oh wait!
I know.
Wait 1 second here. 1 second.
No,
1 second.
Shut up, G. We're not covering his Rise of Skywalker.
I'm just gonna say after this, watch 1 minute 7 seconds after.
No. The stream. Listen. I have to. This is all about finding out if he has a brain. Okay, we're not covering any more video and get this balloon head looking dude out of the screen. All right, so in the show, whenever somebody powers up, there's awesome music. And people scream. He just got that right so well. He's clearly a fan of this. We're gonna watch just a little bit more.
Screaming, poor Sean Schimmel and Christopher Sabat. I feel for you guys.
Yep, I do too.
It's also specifically known for quite a bit of standoffs. And of course, every character getting their ass kicked against some supervillain waiting for Goku to show up. I'm aware of all the Dragon Ball cliches, and I simply don't care. Every show that's successful, that's long-running, has a formula of some kind. Right now, I'm watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer for the first time. I've never seen it. That show has a formula, and it's successful. Buffy will fight a few vampires in the first few minutes, then there'll be some comedy between Xander and Willow and Giles, and then eventually there'll be a big showdown at the end. All major shows that are successful follow a similar formula.
I mean, he's wrong here. Like they don't need to follow one, but
I just saying that they do.
But yeah,
you're not saying that they need to.
Oh yeah, well, it's that standoff shit kind of proved to me, like, it's like I said, it's with the Strafeless thing. If he actually does like something or cares to find out, his content is just infinitely better. Like that moment right there brought out nostalgia in me in a way I can't really describe. Like that exact music is often used in these standoffs. Like this, like he's just a really good fan of Dragon Ball Z, and he knows what he's talking about when he's dealing with it. Like I don't even, like, I'm sure there might be something I disagree with in this video, but this is just so much better than what we just saw. Like what we just saw was him being like, well, I don't like this, and I don't like this, and I think this is stupid, like these other people said on the internet, and I don't like this either. I don't like this, and this review is like, well, if you look at the history,
yeah, I know I know you said that you didn't want to keep watching Shift Rollis, but honestly, I do want to give another crack.
Well, sure. It was just that night, like I was super tired and I had enough of this shit.
I believe this is the thing that has saved you from committing suicide, because I.
Oh yeah, like. it really shows how he really did scream like properly in that like Dragon Ball Z moment. Like he stop shaving your own head. He did a really good job.
And I also forgot my camera was on.
He did a really good job with that. Like he obviously has passion for Dragon Ball Z. Like I feel like this like. All right, we're gonna just watch a tad bit more, and
maybe he's using the Star Wars stuff for views because so many people like Star Wars.
Yeah. Like he was definitely parroting off Plinkett and trying to get with the popular things.
I did just check his Last Jedi video, or not Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker video. It was somewhat painful to watch.
I know. We're going to watch just like one more minute, and then we're gonna wrap up the stream. I just need one more point of confirmation.
My favorite shows of all time, The X-Files, generally opens with Mulder and Scully looking at a slideshow presentation of some kind, some investigation they're going to go to. Mulder says some funny things, Scully says some skeptical things, and then they go out on their investigation. And right before the serious paranormal stuff happens, Scully, for some reason, disappears, and Mulder's the only one who sees it. And Dragon Ball Z is also very similar in that way. We have sagas in which Goku is trying to train to become stronger to eventually surmount some villain, and in between, other people are going to try to fight this villain as well until Goku finally shows up and hopefully does something, and that's Dragon Ball Z in a whole. What really makes
that is more or less correct.
Any TV show great, the story and the characters. If the plotting is fresh and exciting, and you actually care about the people involved with it, then you can watch them do just about anything, except maybe shrink down to small size and fight monsters inside of Majin Buu's stomach. Yeah, that's where I draw the line.
That is so good. That almost makes me tear up. That is so well done. Yeah, all right. I see why Anomaly liked him, because here he's actually being objective, and he's actually get that fucking bunny out of the way. He's actually he's actually being objective here. He's actually thinking about it, and I know he thinks about it because, like, here's the thing: like, most people, they think the Majin Buu arc of Dragon Ball Z is like the worst one of them all, and like he just clearly likes Dragon Ball Z, and it's really obvious that when it's something he doesn't like, it just doesn't really think about it and just sort of shits on and doesn't give a fuck. If he does like something, that it's just a far more serious thing, and that's a sad thing. Like I feel like it should become a thing for channels to just not cover videos they don't care about. Like, I had the same feeling with the Confused Matthew guy. Like, he said that he was far more interested in covering Star Trek. And I thought, why not just fucking cover that then? And he was like, oh, well, I'm popular, so that means I gotta cover the Star Wars prequels. Fuck off. Go fuck yourself. You just do what you like, you retard. Don't waste time talking about something you have no passion about. Fucking hell.
I hate to bring it back to Lord of the Rings, but there's a guy who does exactly what you're saying. His channel is called Men of the West. He only covers Lord of the Rings stuff.
Yep.
You can see the passion in his videos. He's the only person I'm actually Patreoned to.
Hello.
Stop being retarded. All right. Well,
God, no.
It's a little hard for me, bro.
Well, I feel like I've seen enough here.
Yep. Yes.
We
Seen
can.
enough. I'm satisfied.
Well, wait a minute. Maybe he's gonna talk about the perverted nature of Dragon Ball. I don't care. Let's yeah. So anyway, this is pretty good. Oh, what the hell? The show must go.
What? You don't like Queen? Come on, that's like the greatest song.
It's far from it. There are many greater songs.
Well, all right then.
I'm a Queen fan, but there are many greater songs.
It's a good song. It's
all right,
really
fine. All right. Lupus, end the stream after the song is done. I'm gonna leave. I'm done here. See you guys later. Wait! Don't copyright. Fuck no. Don't do
Fair
that.
use 107, etc.
Fair use. We told them it's Queen. We don't own it. There, safe.
Yeah.
I'm leaving. Goodbye.
From our YouTubian overlord.
See you guys. See you guys later.
All right.
Diego, you know what time it is? It's time for Minecraft Manhunt. Get on the Michael JPS thing.
Wait.
Okay? You try to hunt us with Graham.